I don't know why that restarted. Welcome to LOCKBEARD Phenomena. Number 114, Squatching ain't easy. So I hear. So it would seem. It is Saturday, November 4th, 2023. 6 p.m. Central Time. Let me see if I can pull the chat up. I got to figure something out. I don't know. This stuff. There's got to be a smoother way to operate. Well, where's it at? Let's go. Come on. Things are definitely working slow. I'm done clicking. There it goes. It's not what I want. There we go. That'll work. Things are working slow. I don't know what's going on with the interwebs. I think everything that I've been moving files, downloading, uploading video. It's been going really slow. Sometimes the downloads or uploads both are failing. Rumble isn't working correctly. I don't know if it's just me or what, but I certainly can't get anyone to respond. I sent them an email. They're not responding. The syncing function is not working. So what I've been doing is uploading the videos that failed to sync, that they seem to be stuck in limbo. They're just pending. So I've been uploading them myself in case the pending doesn't work, because a lot of these video files are sitting on my computer taking up space, and the space is at a premium. I need to free it up. And so it's a whole thing. It's a whole damn thing. I'm dealing with inadequate technologies, and it's a pain. There's a welcome message. Icon was first here, it looks like. It says, "Where'd you find my picture? Is that you?" I don't know. I punched it into the AI, the Bing AI image generator, and that was one of the options that it came up with. Wasn't ideal. I can't ever get it to make Sasquatches look right. That looks like a damn gorilla to me, with some anthropomorphic features to it, but it still looks like a gorilla to me. The nose is completely wrong for what Sasquatch should be, right? But there it is. And Icon says it looks like him. So it's not. Oh, wait, that's not a bear. Never mind. No. Icon says Halito, Achaeos, and howdy to the chat. Angel's here. Welcome. Danny's here. Welcome. He says greetings from South Carolina, and I give you greetings from Eastern Oklahoma. Danny says, wait, I'd this live or another old show. Do what? This is the normal Saturday live. Danny's kind of referencing there that I've only uploaded 2 so far. The old shows that got taken away with the old YouTube channel. So it's going to take a while. I'm planning on slowly. I've made a few edits here where there was stuff jacked up with the earlier streams, but I'm not going to do any more editing probably, unless you guys, if somebody out there sees something in one of the live streams, the past 100 and whatever it was, 7 of them that aren't on this channel, they're on Rumble, and they're on the very first LOCKBEARD channel. Some of them are on the very first LOCKBEARD channel. They're still there. I can't access them, though, and I can't download them. I think you can download stuff. I think I could download them. There's a way to do it, but I can't just download it as if it's my channel, because it don't belong to me anymore. YouTube has taken it, and they decided to keep it online. So it's out there. It's the LOCKBEARD channel that has the red banner, Lockbeard in red instead of green like this one is. For those of you on YouTube and whatnot. I need to figure out how to get that gone. It needs to go away. But anyway, so the only way I'm going to get those live streams to actually be on this new Lockbeard channel is to upload them as a video. And so I've been uploading them, or I've started uploading them. Just a couple are on the channel right now. I plan on revamping a lot of the earlier thumbnails, but beyond that, everything should be the same. Because I thought about maybe I could try to, edit stuff a little bit, take off the old intros and outros and put new ones on. But that's a lot of stuff. That would take forever, and it's not really worth it, I don't think. So, and probably none of y'all are going to watch them because you've already seen them. Maybe some new people want to go back and see the archive, but yeah. Icon says my YouTube has been working ridiculously slow for searches and has some serious back button lag. Huh. Danny says 2 times I was stoned, saw you pop up on notifications, didn't read, didn't pay attention, just clicked, laughing my fucking ass off. Was 10 minutes before I couldn't get live chat and realized it was years old. Yeah, the 2-year-old live streams. Well, and I mean, I guess, yeah, I don't mean to fake anybody out on that. So should I get them all uploaded, but set them all for a release date on one day, and then they all release, and then the whole backlog is on the channel on one day, and that way it just everybody gets 100 notifications from Lockbeard on one day, or just release them as I upload them and everybody sort it out. So, and another thing was the network that I am working on getting up to speed. And one of the things I wanted to do was have all of the old Lockbeard live streams already on there before things start get rolling. It's going to be a while before I get things rolling. I need money to come in. I don't got enough money. There's certain things that's going to cost money to make some of this stuff happen, but well, to make anything happen. But so the network is what I'm talking about is a channel. It's another channel where other YouTubers out there, small YouTubers with a small paranormal show, who are looking to try and expand. Because a lot of them get a really slow start. They, only get a few hundred subscribers, and then eventually they give up. A lot of them give up, and you've seen them come and go. We've seen them come and go. And if we could get them set up to where, and this is one of the things that's going to cost money, because you can't do this with StreamYard without paying for the subscription. And there's some other things that are going to take money and lots of time. I mean, the reality is the time spent, like I could be out there doing the other stuff that I do for money. Like I don't want to reveal too much. I already wonder if it was a bad idea to reveal that I've gotten into beekeeping. If people don't need to be showing up to where you're going to be doing your work. They don't need to know where you're going to be doing your work. They don't need you. That people online are looking to cause trouble for you, and they will fuck with your workplace, right? Some of these yahoos in the Bigfoot community they've been doing this. They've been, they mess with people's businesses. They mess with people's family. I've had people do all kinds of shit trying to, contacting family and stuff like that, trying to fuck shit up. I think a lot of people out there are not realize just how nefarious some of these people are, how evil these people are. Especially like these ones that we're dealing with right now a lot. Again, they always keep popping up. Dark Waters, DDoS. Dark Waters is James Williams, and DDoS, DeAndre DOS. And then James Tucker, who was Vault of Nightmares. And then I don't know this other one that's being talked about enough to really tear into that one right now. So I'm not going to. And then there's some other ones probably that maybe y'all can say whatever you want in the chat, right? Anyway, these people will jack with you. They claim to be these good Christian people. Oh, Jesus, that, blah, blah, blah. But they're full of fucking shit. They're lying. They're lying. They're one of the worst kinds of liars that are using your religion. A lot of you people are Christians. And as soon as you hear someone saying, praise God and all this stuff, and then you just, it ingratiates themselves to you. And you want to, you just, because you're someone who's basically a good person and please the best in people, you never realize this person's a snake in the grass and they're trying to scam you, and that they are on the other side of things. And sometimes some people will just let shit slide. Like, y'all saw the Vault of Nightmares videos where he was making violent threats against people. So this is the kind of crap we're dealing with. So when I say I don't want to reveal like what little money I can make, what I'm doing. So that's that video with Vault of Nightmares where she was like, how do you not have a job? Not like, and she doesn't really, like, y'all don't actually know everything. Okay, there's certain things I do not reveal. Like, you're not gonna know exactly where I'm at, stuff like that. And what I'm doing for business, and there's just certain thing, because it's a risk that, because we got these psychotic lying assholes out there who might decide to, they might never show up, because I think they're all too much, pussies to actually show up anyway. They'll talk shit over there. Well, why don't you come down here? Well, dude, look, you're going to keep saying, people, come to me, come to me, come to me. Nobody's got time and money to drive down and jack with you just for you to pull a weapon instead of having a fair fight. And why does there need to be any physical fighting anyway? We disagree on YouTube. If I talk shit, you talk shit, call it good, right? No, you don't like that, because you have a problem where you can't control what other people say. People calling attention to your bullshit. And so you have to try and figure out a way. You report their channels, you do all this shit and make violent threats, you make legal threats. DDoS sends you a cease and desist letter and claims that he talked to law enforcement and a lawyer, but he didn't, because he's got active warrants and all this shit. He's in too much trouble with law. That asshole is not talking to law enforcement, and the lawyer's not on the letter. The lawyer's not on the letter, and the letter came via email. It's a fake cease and desist letter. When I asked him for contact information for his lawyer so I could give it to mine, he never fucking ghosted me. Never heard from him again. So you people out there that these guys are scaring, stop being scared of them. They are trying to intimidate you to get you to shut up and do what they say. Stop it. We need to run these assholes out of the Bigfoot community. That's why that has to happen. Because these guys are dark, nefarious characters. They tell you all kinds of lies. Jesus Christ. Dark Waters calls himself Dark Waters, so I can use the word dark in reference to that guy. I don't know why they have to do this shit. I don't know. You're trying to act like there's some Billy Badass mofos or whatever. I don't know, but I don't care. You guys can say what you want, but but I will say stuff in response. As Joe Rogan said, the best response to bad speech is good speech. And you guys are making bad speech, and more of your people are figuring out every day what kind of scumbags you are. Dark Waters, DDoS, Vault of Nightmares, all you in that sewer, the dark sewer over there, and whoever else belongs in there. You've done a lot of bad shit. You've made plenty of enemies at this point. It's your fault. It's your fault. If you weren't jacking with people, people wouldn't be jacking with you, right? You know? So, but this is why it's necessary to keep secrets, because people show up. There's been people showed up to YouTubers' homes and businesses stuff. Some people have died because some asshole decided they wanted to get that violent. So yeah, I can't reveal shit to you. You know, I've revealing that I might be getting into some kind of business in connection with these is too much as it is. So yeah. Yeah, what little else I've revealed is not enough for you to know what's going on, because it's individual agreement type stuff. So it's not public. Icon says release them here, there. That's cool. Don't need YouTube thinking you're a spammer or something. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think they would think I was. There's Danny says when I first started, I put my mailing address on a video, my house address, and YouTube people showed up at the house. I have a post office box now. Oh my god. Yeah, I have a post office box, but I don't even want people to know that, because there's enough shit being put in that damn box. I check it maybe once every 2 weeks, and half of it's freaking junk mail and shit like that. And then there's bills and for the bills, anybody wants help with those bills, the PayPal link's up there, the Cash App. But yeah. Oh, Lakea talking about what I'm doing for work. They're all theorizing about me being a government agent. Freaking Alpha sitting over there coming up with stupid theory. You know, I don't know where Yahoo got out of it that I had been fired from 2 government jobs. I don't know where the hell he got that shit. There may have been one that I've told you about, but that's extenuating circumstances there in it. But 2. Anyway, so he I don't know, he's making up shit and they're making up shit. Lakea is sitting there calling me Jabba the Hutt. I don't know what that's all about. All focused on what I'm eating. Actually, I haven't been out to eat in a long time, because I just lately, finances have gotten tighter and tighter and tighter. It's getting harder and harder and harder to get by for some damn reason. But yeah, I don't have and it's been a problem, right? Because there's certain things where they demand that you have a physical address, and I don't want to have a physical address. Tried to explain to them, I was like, look, I'm a mobile human. I use a PO box. I have for many years. But there's certain things you got to have a physical address. So, like when it comes to a driver's license, I had to give them a physical address at which I spent as much time as possible. There's no bills for a specific address coming to me, right? It's partly by design to keep me from being pinpointed. Okay, I don't want to be pinpointed. Of course, the government can pinpoint you anyway, but they want you to just voluntarily make it easy as hell for you, and they want that physical address on your driver's license. Now, there is a physical address on my driver's license, but that's not where you're going to find me typically. So if you were to find out that address and you showed up, you're not going to find me there typically. And if you went there looking for trouble, I have a feeling you'd find more than you wanted anyway in that particular location. But you just don't do it. You're gonna fuck up, and you're gonna don't go to YouTubers' houses. You idiots out there, do not. Well, one, you should never go to someone's house uninvited in the first place. You know, send them a text and ask first. Don't call them. I hate phone calls. It's like someone's insisting themselves upon me. Like I have to talk to you right now. Well, I can't talk to you right. Well, phone calls ain't gonna. Phones they drop out here anyway. But if you send a text, then I can get back to you whenever I can, whenever it's most convenient. Phone calls force you to talk. I hate the old days where, you had to talk to someone at the moment that they called you. So no matter, it's the most convenient time for them, but it's the least convenient time for you sometimes. So it sucks. But yeah, you idiots out there, don't go to YouTubers' homes. If you find out any information about them, don't be trying to dox them. Don't give it out. Don't show up at their place. Don't do that shit. You're psychos if you do that. You're psychos. You understand that, right? It's probably a little strong for some of them, but some people just don't understand freaking boundaries. You do not go to these people's homes. And you forced us to be so damn secretive about where we are and what we're doing that we have a hard time talking about ourselves and what's going on with us. It's really hard. If I'm out in the woods somewhere, it's either at a very private piece of property that you will not have access to under no circumstances, or if it is a public place, I'm not telling you about it until I'm gone, right? You're not going to see video of that until I'm gone. And and if it's someplace I think I'm going to be going to repeatedly in the future, I'm not telling you where it's at. That sucks because a lot of you guys want to know where it's at, right? If someone's going out to a particular piece of national forest or wherever you're going, you want to know where it's at, but we can't tell you because assholes will come out there and fuck with you. Either they want to do you harm, or they want to hoax you, or something, or they just mess up your investigation because they've disturbed the woods. They've come out there, they've been tromping around. They don't know what your controls are or what kind of experiments you're involved in. And if other people come out to where you're trying to learn some things, they're going to jack it all up. So you can't tell anybody anything. It's ridiculous, this stuff. It's ridiculous. Because I'd love to be able to tell you, so look, I'm at this piece of property. This is what's going on. But you can't come out there jacking with people's investigations. So leave Daily Dan alone. Angel says, great icon. Angel says, I will tell you I live in the Adirondacks, but that is 5 million acres to look in. Yeah, that's good enough. That's good enough. Squatching Cowboy says, howdy, y'all. What's up, Squatching Cowboy? The no BS search for Bigfoot. Let's go. If anybody knows the squatching ain't easy, it is the Squatching Cowboy. Oh shit, I didn't even spell it right in the title. I should have left that G off, huh? because all the G is in the picture. Angel says prices of food have gone way up. Yeah, it's getting ridiculous. Should have run over that deer earlier today. I was giving someone a ride, and up ahead on the road, there's freaking herd of deer. Well, they all ran off the road. I mean, those of you that know anything about living out in the sticks and deer, know all them deer went off the road. Doesn't mean you can keep driving whatever speed you're going. You need to slow the hell down, because there's going to be one or two stragglers that's going to jump out in front of you, and that's exactly what happened today. I drive pretty slow anyway, so it wasn't even an issue. But if I'd been driving through there as fast as some people do on that road, some deer would have got whacked. And it isn't a rare thing to see a deer that got whacked on that road, side of the road there, because people drive too damn fast in a heavy deer populated area. Stop it. Sometimes they hit the coyotes too. There's a ton of coyotes out here. No big deal. I mean, for a lot of people that might seem like a big deal, but it's not. They're not a big deal. They're like angry chihuahuas to me. And they're completely harmless. So I mean, they'll get your livestock if you ain't got the livestock guardian dogs, but there's livestock guardian dogs out here. Coyotes come too close, they're gonna get fucked up. So you've only seen 3 of those dogs, I think. Squash Cowboy says it's them damn aliens. Them damn aliens, I'm telling you. Danny's LOL. Angel says the only calls I answer is my daughter and husband, and he only calls to see if we need anything before he heads home. That's one thing, your spouse can, but I get people wanting to call me sometimes. I'm like, I don't want a phone call. Just text me, send me an email, something, so I can deal with it at a more convenient time. Icon says, howdy. It says, Squatching. Icon says, hurrying to get done outside before fall gets serious and winter gets here. Otherwise, good. Thanks. Yeah. It dipped down. That cold come through, and it got down in the low 20s here. But we're back up to some more reasonable temperatures now. But the cold's coming. Winter's here. And so, yeah. Squash Cowboy says, I'm sitting here eating cheesecake, expanding more than I should. Yeah, I don't know where Mr. Lee is. Mr. Lee, you're supposed to be here keeping me on track. I've been eating stuff that I shouldn't be eating. Money, right? Eat the cheap stuff. But cheesecake, I love cheesecake. That's one of the things, on the carnivore diet, you could actually figure out a way to eat cheesecake. But if you don't mind it, just eating the cream cheese mixed with some stevia, perhaps, you're probably good enough for, carnivore. And then no crust, no crust. But a lot of times I just eat a block of cream cheese, nothing to sweeten it. I like cream cheese is good stuff. It sucks, I have a hard time getting some people to consider going to carnivore at all. Occasionally someone will listen to me. I was just talking to a friend who I guess I had talked to him about going keto years ago. I don't know how many years ago it was. He went keto, and he said it basically put an end to type 2 diabetes. Gone. But now he I guess, he's gotten some other issues, and the thing a lot of people don't realize is you've been eating these things your entire life. You've been poisoning your body your entire life, and slowly, slowly, slowly damaging stuff. And you may have some damage that may be irreversible, maybe. And some things are going to take a very long, long time to reverse the cause. Like all these seed oils people have been eating. The oils are in your cells, and it takes a long time to get because you got to get them out the cell wall, and they only come out under certain conditions. And then, as you're eating fats, some fats go into the cell. And then when your body starts taking fats out of the cell, it might take some of the newer molecules out and not necessarily get the old one. And that's just the nature of the beast. So it takes a long time to get those poisonous seed oils out of your cells. Years. So you got to stick to an animal fat only diet for an extremely long time to really start to see all of the ill effects go away from poisoning yourself with plants your entire life. And some effects you see really quickly, but others it take a long time to get rid of the damage, and you may not ever get rid of all the damage. But that's no excuse not to do it. You should do it. It's just you just have to realize it's going to take time to fix different things. And but it's hard to get people to listen. It's hard to get, now luckily my buddy today said he was going to try and get to be fully carnivore. The problem with him is he's also got that issue with the red meat, right, where he can't eat anything on a hoof. Now this theoretically should be fixable. Anything that's dysfunctional in your body because of what you've been eating can be fixed by switching to what you're supposed to be eating. So that's there's a lot of information to back all this stuff up, and y'all don't want to hear about that tonight. All I can tell you is if you want to go down this route, go over to there's three carnivore doctors in particular. There's more of them out there. There's three in particular I would send you to that have YouTube channels. Dr. Ken Berry, Dr. Sean Baker, Dr. Anthony Shafee. Check those out. You can actually consult with some of these guys personally, one-on-one over the phone if you need to. But pretty much everything you need to know is on their YouTube channels. And you'll see. If you try it, just try it. It's not going to hurt you to try it for 3 months. Just try it. Nothing but animal fats and protein. You can have real butter and cheese, although some people should probably get more strict than that to just steak and burger and stuff like that. Just fatty red meat, like Michaela Peterson had to do because her health was so jacked up. She had to go to the only fatty red meat. She calls it the lion diet. You know who Jordan Peterson is? His daughter is Michaela Peterson, and they had to go carnivore to fix a lot of their horrible health problems they had. But everyone's got all these health problems, and they're caused by not eating what humans are designed to eat. I mean, look, I see we got Brian and Chewy's here. Chewy's a dog. Dogs are carnivores. Does anyone ever ask the question, why in the hell did a bunch of wolves back in the day decide to hang out with humans? Well, because we were both eating the same shit. It just made sense. We hook up. Dogs and humans work together to hunt animals. They weren't plowing fields. That was something that happened very recently in human existence, and it was a bad idea. Because, you know, you can look in the archaeological record, human brain size shrank, teeth started to go bad, we started to degrade, we started having health problems. All those tall skeletons they talk about, it's pre-agriculture. After agriculture, it jacked us up. We didn't grow correctly, it messed us up. We're supposed to be taller, we're supposed to have bigger brains, we're supposed to be a lot healthier than we are. And everyone just accepts that you're going to eventually get diabetes, heart disease, cancer, autoimmune diseases out the wazoo. Your ass is going to stop functioning correctly. Your brain's going to stop working correctly. All of this shit has been fixed by thousands of people now who listened about eating what humans are designed to eat, which is strictly fatty red meat. Mastodons and mammoths and shit, unfortunately, we don't have anymore. But what we do have is cattle and goats and sheep and stuff like that. But unfortunately, we don't have those really big, you know, now there's elephants, but there's so few of them now. So we got to take what we can get when it comes to fatty red meat. So it's not even as ideal as it needs to be. And then I've told you before, egg yolks. Focus on some egg yolks. Your brain will think, your brain will function better. You'll be able to remember stuff better. You'll think better, more clearly. Your mood will be better if you have mental problems, because people have all kinds of psychological issues. They're taking all kinds of pills, mood stabilizers, the whole damn thing. All of that shit is derived from physiological dysfunction. Physiological dysfunction is going to cause problems with all the systems in your body, including your brain. That's why people are having so many mental health issues now. Part of there's other shit too, but that's a big part of what's going on. You physiologically are jacked up from the crap you've been eating that's not food for humans. So I want you all to be healthy. I want you to be, you know, this paranormal subject is what we're supposed to focus on. But if you're healthier, if you're stronger, if you're leaner, you're faster, you're thinking better, you're going to be better at dealing with this whole idea of trying to find Sasquatch, trying to find ghosts, trying to find evidence of aliens and all this stuff. You're going to last longer. You're going to be in it longer. We don't need to see anybody else drop. No more dying before their time. So please, please, please listen to this. Go do your own research. Go call, set up a consultation with Dr. Sean Baker. Talk to the guy. Say, hey, look, there's this dude on YouTube. His name's Lockbeard. He told me to come talk to you. Now, Lockbeard's fucking nuts. He even admits it. But I want to hear, you know, from this doctor. Talk to this doctor. Talk to him. Talk to him. Or just listen to me and take the bread and set it away. Get rid of it. Get it out of the house. Get the candy out of the house. Get the pasta out of the house. Get the potatoes out of the house. Get all that stuff out of your house. You don't need broccoli. Broccoli contains over 100 different carcinogens. It'll give you cancer. It's not good for you. It's poisonous to humans. That's why you don't like eating it. You don't want to eat it. You end up just making too much mess in the restroom. It's not good for you. So trying to look out for you guys. Go do your own research though. Always go do your own research. You'll see though. You'll see I'm right. You know, just like Papa Craig. You saw what happened with Papa Craig. How's he doing? Doing 100 times better. I don't even know. He's probably, who knows how far he's gone now. I don't know if he's still on the wagon. I hope he is. Starting to not need the medications that the doctor said, well, you're going to need this medication for the rest of your damn life. And if you're 50, that could mean 30, 40 years of taking some stupid medication. That people that went carnivore took that medication and got rid of it. A lot of them did. A lot of them did. So trying to help everybody to be healthier, be stronger, be faster. If you eat nothing but fatty red meat, and I'm telling you, you can eat all the fat you want. Everyone thinks if I eat fat, I'm going to get fat. No, you're not. You will get lean. You will get lean. You will not have to do cardio. I stopped doing cardio when I went carnivore because I was losing weight anyway. Because your body will go to the natural state. It wants to be at a certain natural state. And a natural state is not fat, right? You see a cheetah out there, does he look fat? He never looks fat. All he does is eat fatty red meat, right? Now, some of it ain't too fatty, but he eats meat, nothing but meat. And he's a lean mofo. That's what humans are supposed to be like. In nature, you don't see animals in nature obese. They only get obese when they do what humans do, like dogs sit at their home and they eat, human food, and they eat dog food, which is largely cornmeal. That's not dog food. I definitely recommend people feed their dogs meat. If you think, well, I can only hunt so many deer a year, but that don't matter because I only eat one. Go ahead and hunt your full bag. Hunt your full bag. Give the rest to the dog. Your dog will love you. For one, your dog's going to be like, hey, I'm glad you stopped giving me that stupid stale-ass cornmeal crunch bullshit and start giving me what I really want as a dog, as a carnivore. And your dog will be happy. Hunt all the deer you can. You see that herd on that road, just speed up and take them out. Probably shouldn't do it that way. It damage your vehicle. But if you got wild hogs, hunt them. Eat that meat. Give your dogs meat. Raptors here. Welcome. Icon says got to build up that insulation layer in case it gets nasty cold this winter. Just build a fire, man. Dress for it or build a fire. Raptor says hello to everybody. Welcome, Raptor. Uncle Bones is here. Welcome. See the that's StreamYard. StreamYard doesn't know how to translate the pink waving hand. Uncle Bones says Squatch Cowboy hand pink. You're doing the pink wavy hand. Oh, you did it twice. Okay, that's you twice. Gotcha. Wi-Fi just came back. It was out all day. Brian says driving and listening. Hello, all from me and Chewy. Hello, Brian and Chewy. Chewy's probably listening to that whole thing I just said. He's like, yeah, that's the ticket right there. Give me meat. Chewy's probably looking at you like, dude, you listen to this shit? Come on now. Sorry, I done got you trapped now. He knows that you know. He knows that you know now. And you know that he knows that you know. Raptor says, yeah, she's hot as hell. Who's hot as hell? Danny says, yep, Candle is evil. Candle, what do you mean Candle is evil? Icon says the only difference between dog food and most cereal is flavor and crunch level. Cocoa Puffs look like dog food for a reason. Yeah, nobody should eat that stuff. It's poisonous. Oh, Michaela Peterson. Yeah. Yeah, go watch her story, guys. If you like, son of a bitch. Her and her father had some pretty extreme health issues that require, because you see the interview of him on Joe Rogan talking about this, and because when she had him down to eating nothing but meat and greens, and then she calls him and says, no, you need to get rid of the greens too, because the greens are bad for you. You've been told that spinach and broccoli and all this stupid crap is healthy for you. You've been told it's superfoods, but that's a lie. It's complete bullshit. It's the exact opposite. Those foods are poisonous to humans. You can survive eating them, but you're not ever going to have optimal health. You're going to have certain problems from eating that stuff. I mean, like, I try to tell people, like how in the hell my entire life, in the spring or early summer, I end up out in the sunlight, doing some kind of work and out in the sun more than my skin's accustomed to, because I've been covered up all winter and indoors a lot all winter. So I don't have my suntan built up, and I get out one day and do something, and I'm out in the sun too long and I get burnt. On carnivore, that don't happen. And a bunch of other carnivores are starting to notice this, that they do not sunburn. And if you think about it, humans ran around butt ass naked in the wild, in the sunlight, for hundreds of thousands of years, millions of years, out there running around in the sunlight. Nobody said, oh shit, we need to put some sunblock on, need to stay out of the sun. No, the sun did not just suddenly decide it hates us, okay? What happened is we started eating shit that disables our body's normal functioning to where we can withstand the sunlight appropriately. We're poisoning ourselves with all these plants we're eating. We've been doing it for a long time. All you got to do is stop eating the plants, and sun will be way less of an issue to you. You can go out in the sun all day. You can run around butt naked all you want, as humans did for forever. And the sun, So yeah. Raptor says, yeah, I watched both of them, Jordan Peterson and Michaela Peterson. It's going to be a long time and a lot of work to convince people to even consider that humans are specifically designed to be obligate hypercarnivores and more carnivorous than bears by quite a bit. So, yeah. Helicon says our ancestors also didn't bathe much. Dead skin and dirt are the natural sun blockers as well. Well, I don't think that that's as much of a thing as it might seem. I don't know. We might have to at some point. We're going to have to. At some point, we're going to have to revisit the aquatic ape hypothesis, which I think hypothesis is not the correct term. I think theory is accurate because there's too much evidence for it. And it has to do with how humans evolved. Part of human evolution was to evolve to a semi-aquatic type of creature. A lot of our adaptations are specifically designed for aquatic purposes, for semi-aquatic purposes. We didn't go full frog about it, obviously. We didn't go we don't have to reproduce in water like a frog. However, you toss a newborn baby in the water and he just knows to hold his breath and he floats just fine. You can leave a baby laying in water. So, and the chimpanzee, that don't work because chimpanzee's body fat's too low. So something changed between chimpanzees and humans today, and that's just one of the things to consider. So because I think that what was going on is the humans were in the sea, just offshore, and they were diving down and getting shellfish and whatnot, maybe spearing some fish, and they would leave the babies floating, and because the baby can just float there, he knows to hold his breath, he's cool, he's got it covered, and so, and we lost our body hair. We don't have near the body hair. We didn't go fully aquatic, obviously. Well, we might have been more aquatic at some point than we are now, because it's evolution's more complicated than it doesn't. It has a lot of twists and turns, but but that's why we lost a lot of our body hair. I think, although it may have been there, it doesn't mean that it's the only thing that caused us to move towards less body hair. The other thing is venturing inland, and then the benefits to sweating, and that's increased by having less body hair, reduced body hair. Sweating doesn't do an animal with a fur coat much good, right? But anyway, this gets us. This is part of. So, without going through all that stuff about the aquatic ape hypothesis, but it's just too much to ignore. But that was one of our stepping stones towards being a more carnivorous creature, because chimpanzees do hunt a little bit, and they do use simple tools, and we just hunted more. We started getting shellfish and stuff out of the sea. We instead of just picking up a stick and sticking it down in a termite mound, we were actually taking a bigger stick and stabbing shit with it, and that eventually expanded into greater things, right? But and that's what we need to figure out, is at what point, because at some point we went from a chimpanzee, which is not bipedal, to bipedal human, and after bipedalism developed, has to be where Sasquatch split off from humans, right? Now, some people want to throw out this thing, well, bipedalism could have developed in the other creature too, and total separate. Okay, but I guarantee you, most likely that's not what happened. Most likely is there was a single line that developed into a bipedal ape, the precursor to us humans, or early human, if you want to call them that. And then that split in two different directions, and you ended up with Sasquatch and humans. But I think Sasquatch are still human. I think it just turned into two different races. But so this gets me into why, when you have people, I can't remember who the guy was that was trying to claim, well, Sasquatch don't eat no meat. No, that's bullshit. Not only do I think Sasquatch eats meat, I think the majority of his diet is definitely meat. Their diet is mostly meat, and now eating fruit every so often doesn't throw too much of a monkey wrench. I mean, a carnivore can eat fruit every so often still, because it's only a very rare thing. It's like a very tiny percentage of their diet, so they're still obligate hypercarnivore, and the fruit would be a really rare thing because it only ripens once a year. And we've made fruit more available through agriculture, and that's done nothing but harm us, because you're not supposed to eat. You're taking yourself out of nature again. You can't. If you take yourself out of nature, you're going to have negative side effects. You're not supposed to have fruit all the time, just when it's in season once a year. And that's not even a guarantee, because other wildlife in the wild, other wildlife's going to get to it. There's not a big orchard sitting there waiting for you to pick all you want. You got to find the individual trees. Um, it's not as easy to get a whole assload of fruit as you might think. Although they could have, in certain circumstances, they could have. But they're not eating it most of the time. It's a very rare thing. And Sasquatch is going to be the same thing, right? There's not pawpaws on the trees year round. It's only in the late summer. But so anyway, this is just judging by those morphological characteristics. How I get to Sasquatch is most likely Homo sapiens. It's a big hairy race of Homo sapiens, and if it is, and it has those same developments that we do, it has our evolutionary history, which is a carnivorous evolutionary history, and so. Gary says I've seen. Anyway, oh well, we were talking about the didn't bathe much. They were in the water all the time, is what I was getting at. They were in the water all the time. That's why I think we like to bathe every. Like if you took cats and evolved them into an intelligent species, I don't think they would be a species that showers every day like humans do. Humans want to shower every day. We want to get in the water every day. That, I think, goes back to our origin in the aquatic ape hypothesis origin. We were getting in the water every day. And even after that, we tended to always want to live where? Near the water, near the seashore, near a river, near a lake. We always congregate there. We try to get there. We want to go in the water. Even people that live away from water today, they will bring water into the house. They will have an aquarium. They'll have a pond out front. They'll have a fountain. They have indoor plumbing. They have a shower, multiple sinks. We even crap in the water. We are very connected to water. If we were evolved from a cactus, we certainly wouldn't do this, right? Any of this stuff. So when we say, you could say they weren't using soap, but they were definitely getting in the water a lot, any chance they could get, and that would explain our behaviors now. Even though we're now where it's not so much of an issue to be away from the shoreline, our numbers are so great we have to spread out, and we have the ability to pump water everywhere we go. And that's what we do. We aren't living next to the shoreline everywhere, but we created an artificial shore or access to water by pumping water to our houses, every single house, and everybody showers. So, but before there weren't all these people, we didn't have houses. We would go to a water source. We would get into the water, and so I think they were bathing plenty. I think they were bathing, just not in the sense that you're thinking of with a shower and soap, but I think they were bathing plenty. And that the aquatic ape hypothesis is more going on there. It has to do with your fat distribution, has to do with how your hands and your feet do the wrinkling to increase grip in slippery conditions and increase traction on your feet in slippery conditions. I think that upright stance partially came from this, because you look at what happened evolutionarily to birds that evolved to wade. They get this more upright, tall body structure. Now, we're not birds. We're not going to look like a wading bird does. We were apes, and so we're going to look like what an ape looks like when it evolves to wade into water. And you need to be able to stand up straight like that if you're going to be wading into water all the time. And so we were doing it a lot. We were doing it to such a great extent that it what am I trying to say? It influenced our evolutionary selective pressures to such a great extent that it caused our body plan to change into an upright stance. Now of course, they have other ideas out there. The mainstream, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. It's bullshit. Oh well, when they moved down to the savannah, they needed to stand up to be able to. But there are hundreds of other species of animals that have evolved out to go out to the savannas, and they're all four-legged, all of them. It's bullshit. This waiting hypothesis, which as far as I know originates with me, so somebody make a footnote in the scientific journals. Anyway, it makes way more sense because you would be forced to stand up to be able to wade out and keep your head above water. But it's not really the head, because once you're that deep, you're going to be swimming. The point is if you're hunting with spears and you're spear fishing, being able to stand up is important. And a chimpanzee wouldn't be able to pull that off there as well. He could probably do it to some extent, but humans specifically evolved to be able to do that. So it means we were in the water all the time, and we've gotten away from that in our current culture and our current days and time. But there's a lot more. The way our body handles salt, the permanent expansion of the carotid artery from held breath underwater swimming. We got all these aquatic adaptations. So it's definitely a real thing, and I think Sasquatch came from that line, but then their race took a different turn and went into the woods and had to re-evolve a hairy body. I don't think they come out of it. So this is people think, the people got weird ideas about evolution and they don't consider certain things. But you have to implement the rule of cross-cutting relationships. So this is a geology thing, right? If you ever study geology, it's a very basic principle of geology, the rule of cross-cutting relationships. If you have a layer of rock here and a layer of rock here, which one's older? The one that's below, right? Unless there's been some folding, and it's sometimes folding, but you can see that when you dig and you see where all the layers are at. But the rule of cross-cutting relationships, it's beyond that, though. That's the rule of superposition, by the way. The rule of cross-cutting relationships, which are both apply. The rule of cross-cutting relationships is if there is a crack in that rock layer, in those rock layers, what? That the crack had to have formed after the rocks were deposited. If you have these two rock layers and they got a crack going through them, and there's a rock layer on top that does not have a crack going through it, there's no fault line going through it, what do you know? Well, you know that the fault line formed before that top rock layer was laid on top. It's a pretty basic logical thing. And the same thing applies. It applies to all kinds of stuff. But so if the development of an upright body, the shape of the foot that we got, the Sasquatch got as well, evolved. This is something that's harder to evolve than becoming less hairy and becoming hairier, right? That's really easy, because you may have heard that chimpanzees and humans have the same amount of hair follicles, pretty close to the same number of hair follicles. And you're like, what? That's not. Yeah. It's just that they have big, they're bigger, coarser hairs, but the same number of hair follicles. So it's real easy. You don't have to evolve the hair follicle or change much about it, other than it's going to make a coarser hair now. To evolve a creature that's got reduced hair like a human to something that has more pronounced hair like a Sasquatch. That's easy. Changing the shape of the foot is harder. It's harder. But but it happened. So hopefully I'm laying this out all right. It's extremely unlikely that two separate apes separately developed a foot shape like that. It's extremely unlikely. What almost certainly happened was one precursor to humans and Sasquatch developed the upright stance and the foot, and as most people say that Sasquatch has a hooded nose. That's another thing that's going to be connected with the aquatic ape hypothesis to keep water out of the nose. Sasquatch has that. So what I'm telling you is Sasquatch most likely had those adaptations because they came out of humans, out of our ancient human ancestors that were adapted to aquatic life, semi-aquatic life, not fully aquatic. You're going on land and doing shit on land, and you're going into water and doing shit in water, right? Amphibious, semi-aquatic. But then at some point, the race that became Sasquatch went into the woods or something, went into the mountains or whatever, and were forced to get a more robust coat, and that wouldn't have taken very long. They already got the hair follicles. They just gotta develop the coarser hair follicles. They retained their upright body plan. They didn't. They need to. They could have evolved back to something different, like a chimpanzee, but they didn't. They retained that. They retained the hooded nose. They retained the foot shape of a human. They're human. They're human. And the very fact that they've been able to avoid us so well, it would seem to, it's not really proof of anything really, but I think it's definitely supports the idea that they are human, that they are extremely intelligent enough to avoid the hell out of us well enough that most people today are not sure they exist. So yeah. Let me catch up in the chat though. Gary's here. He says, I see I've been hashtag. Therefore, I'll be like Silence of the Lamb for now on your channel. Hashtag? What do you mean you've been hashtag? Yeah, I'm wondering what the hell too. Icon says that makes as much sense as a drunk baby with a refrigerator magnet alphabet. What? Talking about Gary's comment or something I said. I can see how some of the stuff I just said might seem a little nonsensical. Raptor says that to Gary, are you saying you were timed out or blocked or what's going on? Icon says, oh, that Gary, how goes it? Gary says that blog he did on Devil Rock. Talking about Devil's Tower, that was episode 2 of LOCKBEARD Phenomena from 2 years ago that I've re-uploaded because the original channel was taken away and all the old live streams are not here, so I'm uploading them as a video so that I'll have all of them here. I'm not going to bring LOCKBEARD Random Lives over here. LOCKBEARD Random Lives were a source of all kinds of problems. And they were the ones that were getting, blocked and deleted and all that nonsense and getting the channel taken down. So I'm going to leave them over on Rumble. And if I do any LOCKBEARD Random Lives in the future, I'll do them on Rumble only. so we don't get into trouble talking about politics on freaking YouTube. Nazi ass YouTube. Icon says cats already are an intelligent species and bathe all the time. They've also taken over Japan. Well, yeah, technically, yeah, they bathe by licking themselves, but humans don't do that normally. Raptor says, I thought this intelligent, or wait a minute, rat, cat's already intelligent species. There's one cat out here, better learn, you better get some intelligence. That son of a bitch. Well, that cat, we're going to have words, me and that cat. Raptor says, I thought this episode was about Bigfooting and not about eating meat all the time and living by the sea. Just asking. Well, didn't you see how it all looped into that? It's all connected. It is all connected. I mean, I may have gone on about the meat thing. That's just because I'm trying to save all your lives. It'll cure all that shit. Trust me. JT's here. Welcome. Says, what's up, guys? Icon says, getting back to humans, there is a chance that our ancestors did the dry bath thing on occasion with the usual wet bath like elephants. They might have. I mean, I don't know for sure about that. But we definitely, I mean, we became extremely adaptable, right? Because we can go into the water, we can swim, but then we can cross a desert. We have the ability to adapt. That's what made it where we had the ability to spread across the globe. And then that led to the gene mixing that kept occurring that I've been talking about, that the anthropologists haven't quite caught on yet. If you're having repeated waves of humans coming out of Africa, then the genes never get separate. The geologic isolation isn't there to create a separate species. So that's why I say they never developed into separate species. They were always one species at all times. Never was there two separate species of hominids. Never. And so, hopefully that's recorded here that Lockbeard said it first. So I don't think anyone else has ever said that either. Because they got their head up their ass. Anthropology is just starting to catch on that they need to change the name of Neanderthals from Homo neanderthalensis, which is wrong, to Homo sapiens subspecies Neanderthalensis, because they're not a separate species. We've proven that. Denisovans, not a separate species. That's proven now. And I guarantee you, heidelbergensis, naledi, freaking erectus, ergaster, floresiensis, all these are going to be proven eventually to not be separate species. They're not separate species. They let these guys. They're like, oh, I've discovered a new species of hominid. No, you didn't. You discovered a different version of ancient humans, and that's it. You discovered a race. You discovered a race of people, a different race of people. And that's it. But you want to be able to say, I discovered a new species. There's egos involved here. Egos involved. I don't know if we'll have to wait for each guy that discovered each species to freaking drop dead before you can go back on what he said it was. When they find in different specimens, they're like, well, this one, it's weird. It has some of the characteristics of this over here, but then it has these more advanced characteristics, and then these less advanced characteristics, and it doesn't make any sense. Yes, it does if they're all the same species and they're just different mixes of the genes that are all part of one species that expands across Eurasia and Africa, and the genes are flowing. The genes are flowing. They never get enough geographic isolation to speciate. turn into two separate species by genetic changes becoming so great between the two populations that they can no longer breed together. Never happened. I guarantee you they're going to find out that never happened. Possibly in the Australopithecine times, maybe that would have occurred. That far back, maybe, but I seriously doubt it. I seriously doubt it. We need to pinpoint when the majority of the aquatic adaptations had completed. And then after that, I guarantee you, we never did have a speciation event in the line of pre-humans. It was always one species. It's changed over time as one big group, and they had different races all the time in different areas, but there was still enough gene flow to keep them one species up until today. And look at what today we got different races today. You know, you can tell from the bones of different people today what race they are. Black, white, Asian, you can tell. Native American, you can tell. Morphological differences in the skeletons. Yesterday's races were Neanderthals, Denisovans, Heidelbergensis, Floresiensis, all these. And one of those lines ended up being Sasquatch. Well, that's what we need to figure out. Which one of them Sasquatch? How big of a brain did they make off with? If you go over to Squatch America, he thinks that it's Paranthropus bozii. I saw a video somebody did recently, or I think it was a video, where they were talking about another species of Paranthropus, which they're assuming these are two different species of Paranthropus. They probably weren't, but I don't got the anthropology degree. I just have all the, my independent study. Okay. If I had the time and could afford to, maybe I'd go back and get some of these other degrees. But to me, it's almost a waste of time. It's not going to really go anywhere. It's going to waste another 4 years. Well, not 4 years, 2 years to get the degree, because I got all the basics and I got tons of scientific courses under my belt. It just, I've become a little disillusioned with the university system. It pisses me off. And then the mainstream science, where they fail us. They fail us so much because they don't want to change. You got people's egos. You got people that are paid off and bribed to say certain things. You got people that have certain belief systems. Like someone who believes that the world is only 6,000 years old is going to try and hide evidence that it is not. These things happen. And so you're dealing with science that's corrupted. A lot of times you get really good science, but then you have the corruption that's there. And it's better for me to immortalize it here. People can go back and look. So look, he figured this out. He figured that thing out there, and that thing that he figured out, the Sasquatch was probably a line of Homo heidelbergensis. But he even said at the time, Homo heidelbergensis should be changed to Homo sapiens subspecies heidelbergensis, and some of them were 7 feet tall. So there's a pretty likely candidate of where your Sasquatch evolved from. Homo heidelbergensis, Homo sapiens subspecies heidelbergensis. I'm probably the first person to ever say that name like that. Homo sapiens subspecies heidelbergensis. Boom. Let the anthropologists get all pissed off at that one. Icon says Gary's comment, but I got it figured out now. Icon says if you lick a cut on your hand, it will heal a bit faster. Just saying. Saying the cat's got it figured out. What do I do when that cat bites me? We got this cat. just showed up one day, decided this was his place. This bitch thinks he runs a joint. The good thing is that bitch can hunt better than anything. He kills, rats and all kinds of shit. But he'll come up to you, rub up against you, and he wants you to pet him, and then all of a sudden, that little son bitch will just go evil for a second, turn around, and bite you. And then he'll come back up and rub up against you like everything's cool, like he's trying to lure you in to false security, so he can get a bite, so he can take a bite out of you. I'm gonna start whacking the shit out of that fucking cat until he figures out he ain't fucking, like, I don't let him near me half the time because he's an asshole. For some reason, this cat's an asshole. I don't know, because it's not all the time, anyway, it's a fucking asshole cat. I told that cat today, I said, you know why they call it a catapult? Come here, let me show you. Raptor says at Lockbeard, yes, the human tree is a giant bush. I still think scientists don't even know how to explain it all. Yeah, there's a lot of information we still need. But I think we have enough information at this point to say that that I'm correct. After humans started leaving Africa, the gene mixing was just going to be too much. We were able to leave the continent that we were on a regular basis. And before that, we were certainly moving around Africa just fine, as much as we, adaptability was already developed, had to be developing before leaving Africa. So we were probably already moving all over the place in Africa on a regular basis, and it just took a while for us to start spilling out of Africa. And once we did, the gene mixing never stopped. It was probably going on long before we left Africa, and so that might help us pinpoint again where we reached a point where geographic isolation was not going to happen for our species anymore, and all these branches aren't really branches into different species, they're just different races. They branch off, they get blended back in. Neanderthal, again, you had Neanderthal left Africa, long hundreds of thousands of years before what we call us now. We're just we're just the most successful race of humans that left Africa. And a lot of could have gone into it. These different races went out of Africa, got some adaptations, got some new shit going on, some new DNA, went back. Some of them moved back to Africa, chucked that back into the mix there. It got churned around a little bit. The good stuff was kept, the bad stuff was chucked. Maybe some different improvements were made. And then they spit out another wave of humans coming out of Africa, and it just kept churning like that. And humans were getting exposure to all kinds of different environments. And those genes are just churning around and getting better and improving. And finally, you had Neanderthals come out and went into Europe for a while, Eurasia. But and then our line came out, come to where those Neanderthals were, blended them back into the human race, and then our line just happened to be the finished product, right? Well, you never have a finished product in evolution, but what we call human now. And we spread out across the entire globe. Every population of humans was left out there, got blended back in. A lot of them got freaking killed, I'm sure, because we went out and just, humans go out, they find people, they kill them. If you're more powerful than them, that's what you do. You kill them, you take their shit, you take their women. A lot of the DNA ends up getting absorbed back into you, and the churning keeps going. But yeah. Angel says, I might be related to my cat. She will do that. I'm going to whack that cat, man. I patted him a little bit, but you see what cats do to reprimand each other. A lot of people are like, you know what? Don't hit the animal. Look, that freaking cat. Well, when a cat bites you, I think he earns a smacking. But but that's what he'll understand. Like when that one cat reprimands another cat, it involves claw and teeth. Claw and teeth. Dogs, same thing. Teeth. They bite. You know, they'll growl at each other, reprimand each other. Freaking bipolar ass, freaking psychotic spirit beast. Icon says, I love them, but cats are indeed assholes. Well, I've met some cats that weren't assholes. This one, I don't know what his issue is. Met some pretty nice cats. But the Raptor says, don't pet the cat. Let her rub up on you. She's trying to get used to you. She still has wild in her. And if she lies in your lap, don't pet her. Just let her go. She's testing you. Well, test that cat out as ammunition in my catapult. Well, it's a male, by the way. It's a male. I don't need to have any real interaction with this stupid cat, though. This cat, as long as it's out there killing rats, that's perfectly fine. Cats are okay, but I like dogs more. You see me in the videos hanging out with a couple of the dogs out here. Because them dogs are cool, man. So all this has any of y'all had any real interaction with Steven Strufert? It's freaking I mean, I know this person's been around. He's been someone that seems to make it his. He's about debunking people, I guess, or just basically rejecting anyone's hypothesis of any kind regarding Bigfoot actually existing. His last name is spelled Streufert, and him and he part of the group that I don't know. I don't know if he's the original creator of this Facebook group called Coalition for Critical Thinking in Bigfoot Research. It just rubs me the wrong way. Something's not up with this guy. Something ain't right with this guy. I might be pronouncing the name wrong. I remember seeing in a video where he was in a short clip in a video with Richter, and I guess maybe he is somebody involved with being one of the critical thinkers or whatever. I'll type the name in the chat. Hold on. I think I spelled it right. I guess he runs, or with other people runs, Coalition for Critical Thinking in Bigfoot Research Facebook group. And Icon asking who, that guy. rubs me the wrong way, and I don't know. It seems like no matter what you say, they're gonna shoot it down and claim that they claim victory, right? Just without knowing anything. So I was trying to point out that they were. So when you remember the train video, and everybody pretty much believes that that's a guy in a suit, right? I was pointing out that all you can really say about that is most likely it's just a guy in a suit. You can't say 100% certainly that it's a guy in a suit, right? Just because Thinker Thunker's ass is doing his little bar measurements doesn't mean shit. It's not accurate scientific measurements of anything. Just because there's a lot of things that are eyebrow raising there, it doesn't mean you know 100% certainly what those people saw there. We know enough confounding factors there to know that we probably don't need to spend time messing with that whole thing, right? We don't. That video probably doesn't need to be analyzed all the shit as like the PG film has been, right? It's not the same thing. There's too many confounding factors, but so yeah, you're gonna rank that lower on your evidence list to analyze, right? You're gonna put it over here, like, fun day report. Maybe we'll look at that a little more closely, but we're probably not because of this, and this, right? And they brought all that stuff up. I'm like, yeah, but you said conclusive, and it's not conclusive. Now, if you're going to sit over here and you're having a Facebook group where you say we're the Coalition for Critical Thinking and Bigfoot Research and act like you guys are the most logical motherfuckers here, you need to be a little more careful about how precise you are with your words. And then they tried to make excuses for why they could use conclusive in this case. I'm like, no, you cannot use conclusive in this case because it, in fact, is not conclusive. There's still slight possibility that could be a real Bigfoot. I don't think it is. I don't think we need to waste much time on it. I think most likely it's not, but I am not going to sit here and say that we know conclusively. We don't know conclusively. We don't. That could be a Bigfoot with long legs for all we know. Short arms. Maybe he's sick. Maybe he's had rabies. I don't know, but we can't use the word conclusive. And I don't think I use the word conclusive about anything really in regards to Bigfoot for the most part. What I do say a lot is inconclusive. That video is inconclusive. That picture is inconclusive. Because all this shit's inconclusive. But these guys said it was conclusive. So I jumped on their shit. And they will not admit that that was the wrong term. All they just say is like, you're right. It's not actually conclusive. That's probably the wrong word. We should have used different terminology. They won't admit that. They will never admit that they used the inappropriate term. And by thus doing, they said something inaccurate. They said something inaccurate. The assessments of that situation are inconclusive. You can't say it's conclusive. You can say, well, all you can say is most likely, considering all the facts that we know, it's really circumstantial stuff, and it's not really, we don't have anything solid to prove shit. So, but we can say most likely based on the things that we know that it's probably a dude in a suit. But nobody can say they can see that well enough to know for sure that was a suit. Nobody can say that. You can't say for sure that that's a suit. 100% certain. You cannot say conclusively that that's a guy in a suit. You just can't. You just can't. It's an inconclusive video. It's inconclusive. Icon says, unfamiliar with said fellow. Yeah, you're better off, I think. I think the guy is freaking trolling the entire Bigfoot community. Donald says, "Hey, Lockbeard chat. I think he torched his bookstore. I'm driving home from research area A. Who? Steven? Steven Strufert? Did he burn up his bookstore? I'm not aware of this situation here. I don't think." Raptor says, "I can't watch these people anyway. All I have is YouTube. Do you have a short video of this?" Of what? This is the stuff I've been talking about for the last few minutes. Is stuff that happened on Facebook. Apparently, there's a whole drama breaking out between him and Josh Turner of Paranormal Roundtable is too, but I don't have direct. I didn't witness any of that. I can only tell you what Josh said on his live stream earlier, that his wife went into the Facebook group, Steven Strufert's Facebook group, which is called Coalition for Critical Thinking and Bigfoot Research. She went in there and said something, and I don't know what she said, but apparently they jumped on her. And then Steven Strufert supposedly went over to Josh Turner's Facebook page and started a bunch of shit. Now, I haven't seen all this stuff. I don't know if it's still there, or he said he has screenshots, I think. So I guess you can go, if you want to go sort. I don't really want to go sort through all of that. I got plenty of other stuff that's a little higher priority, but it sounds like there's a big blow up going on with them. Now, this is funny because when Josh was talking about this on his live stream earlier, he mentioned that they're atheist and that they've said something to the effect that people who are religious are discriminating against them or disagreeing with them because they're atheists. And look, I try to get along with both sides most of the time. It's hard. The two sides don't want to get along. I have Christians. Christians don't. Some Christians won't want to have anything to do with me because, I kind of identify as an atheist. And then I got atheists who tell me, "No, you're not an atheist," if they hear anything what I say about, the spiritual realm and ghosts, because as I've described before, there's, science to explain what ghosts are and what you call the spiritual realm. It's a scientific thing about the universe, and it's just that mainstream science doesn't really understand this yet. Religious people don't address that with science. They address it just with their belief and dogmas and whatever some guy scribbled in a religious text at some point. So they don't actually know how it functions or what it is. The religious people don't actually know how it functions or what it is, and the scientific people don't even want to acknowledge it exists at all. And anytime they encounter some kind of scientific data that kind of indicates that some part of that exists, they come up with some other explanation that fits with their, Einsteinian world, their quantum physics world, which is inaccurate. It doesn't actually, that's not how shit works. But that's the best that they can interpret things and understand. So they basically have a scientific religion going on over there because they don't have it accurate. They don't understand it correctly. And these two sides hate each other. They do. So, I try to because, like I said in that chat earlier, I said, sometimes people disagree with an atheist not because they're an atheist, but because they disagree with them on that issue, and vice versa. It applies vice versa. But too often you'll have people on both sides that want to aggressively attack the other, and they automatically discount anything the other side says, because That's why that idea exists, because there are individuals that do that. They'll attack the other side no matter what they say. And they never will try to find common ground. The only way that you're allowed to find common ground with these two religions, atheism, religion, I'm telling you, your religion, and as someone that pretty much identifies atheist, and Christians and any other religion, the only way the only way to get past any of this bullshit is if you join their particular sect, right? You got to join this religion or that religion. You can't be a Christian and an atheist and really get along half the time. Okay, sometimes it works, but they for systems like this to survive a long time, they have to convert people, right? You can't it's just like evolution. It's just like natural selection, competition between animals. Different cultures, different religions, different political ideologies have to have a self-preservation instinct, a desire to compete with and destroy other ideologies, right? If you have a kumbaya religion, you're definitely at risk of being annihilated by the more aggressive religions. So typically you have religions that are aggressive, and because they have to try and appeal to people, they'll go through periods where they try to act like they're peaceful and shit like that, or the majority of their people are peaceful, but occasionally they'll come up with some excuse to go kill the infidels. So that's how you end up with holy wars, inquisitions, jihads. The war on the Middle East was a religious, people don't see it that way. They don't realize what happened. But when you have a country that's majority Christian, it doesn't take a lot of convincing to get these people to go to war with countries that are majority Muslim, and vice versa. So a lot of it was a religious war on that level. Now, the people running the show at the top, they had their own goals. They were just using religions against each other. They knew that all they had to do was come up with some excuse, and Christians would want to jump on the bandwagon of going and kicking some Muslim ass. And it happened. It happened right in front of us, and whether people want to admit that's what happened, I don't know. But we that was all orchestrated. Controlled demolition. The buildings don't go down like that. Nope. It's bullshit. But everybody fell for it. And next thing you know, we're in a religious war, a holy war. But they had to be careful not to let it be called that. But that's what's going on. They knew that the ideology of the majority of the people involved would lead them to be more willing to agree to go kick some Muslim ass. And then next thing you know, a bunch of people are dead, and it's the holy hell shit fire, and but yeah, we can it's just hard to people they don't want to. We can disagree without trying to kick each other's ass over the disagreement or completely destroy each other. We can try to be reasonably nice about it too, like we don't have to call names and stuff like that. We can disagree, but this shit that's going on is not it's not against human nature. It really is human nature. You gotta, if you're fighting an enemy, another tribe, it helps to be able to demonize them in the eyes of the people that you're sending to fight this tribe, because they know they're going to go die. You got to make them think that this really is important for them to die for. It's something worth dying for. So we're dealing with human nature. We really are. So it's hard to fight that. It's hard to intellectually decide to fight that and say, look, how about we all just, I talk shit, you talk shit on me, I talk shit on you on YouTube, and then it's just on YouTube. And leave it on YouTube, and don't try to destroy each other's YouTube channel. Just fight with words. Use your words. I have parents sometimes to tell the kids, use your words. Use your words. Use your words, and none of this shit where if you just come down to Biloxi. Come down to Biloxi and I'll show you blah, blah, blah. No, how about you refute what I said with a proper counter argument? It's a lot of syllables, Vault. I know it's a lot of syllables. But, yeah. But I don't have a short video of it. The raptor, it's stuff that happened on Facebook. Icon says, Donald, did you at least see a moose? A moose? Icon says, Facebook brought your brain faster than crank. Yep. Danny says, wow, drama, big surprise. Yeah. I'm trying not to get sucked too much into it, but it's fun. But sometimes some of these guys take things too far, and then of course your Volta nightmares, Volta nonsense. James Tucker's out there start violently threatening people on video, and that's not cool. You don't need to do that. How about you just give me a proper intellectual counter argument to what I said? Fight me with words. Don't try to invite me down to Mississippi or wherever the hell you are. Oh, come down here and fight me. No, that's not what we're doing here. Besides, you're going to pull a weapon. I know you will. But shit's going down, though, with that, though. Volt's deleting tons of his videos. He's trying to hide shit. Volt, don't bother. Don't bother. If the legal issues come down, YouTube still has all those videos archived. And of course, some of us out here have some of that recorded, like Donald, myself, others have some of those videos recorded. They're not gone, so you might as well not bother. Leave your videos up. If a court order comes down, so we need those videos. YouTube's going to give them all the videos. YouTube still has them. You can delete them all day long. YouTube still has them. I guarantee you. So Volt, give it up. Uncle Bone says Raptor. It's true for its YouTube channel. I haven't even seen his YouTube channel, I don't think. Raptor says to Uncle Bones, I appreciate you. Thank you. Donald says, I stopped at Burger King. Does that mean Burger King in South Burlington? I'll be here for the rest of the show. Danny says, why can't we all just get along? Donald says, Icon them woods have that sinking feeling about them. Danny says, I just ignore the drama. Come on, you don't get out some popcorn every so often and make popcorn and crack a beer, smoke a doob. What? Uncle Bone says, how did your outing go, Donald? Donald says, Lockbeard, still no rant and threats from Vault. Vault's on the run, man. I think he's on the run. I think he's figured out he's fucked up with some of the shit he said on YouTube, and that's why he's deleting videos like he is. He's trying to hide shit. He's trying to keep people from clipping more stuff that's evidence of criminal threats. He's making criminal threats that could result in some real legal action. Plus some of that stuff with the claims of. He claimed he's killed hundreds of people. He's and so and in the military, I don't know how much of the military. Like if he has zero record in the military, like you're saying, okay, yeah, we got a stolen valor issue. So if he never entered the military at all, there's no record of that, then yeah, he tried to say there wasn't, but if there's no record of him entering the military and he said he entered the military and then got a medical discharge, that still counts, I think, as some degree of stolen valor. So he's trying to hide shit. Dude is not deleting all his recent videos for the hell of it. He's on the run. He's on the run. So, but I haven't heard nothing from any of these assholes, and they better not, because I shared that copy of that cease and desist letter that D sent me. I still got it, D. I still got it. If we ever end up in court, I'm sure that's going to be in the big pile of bullshit that you've tried to pull. You were trying to intimidate me, and it didn't fucking work. Because it was clearly you just made that thing. Cease and desist letter is not going to come in the goddamn email without the lawyer listed on it. Come on, dude. You are a criminal, DDoS. Trying to act like you're somebody out here and you ain't nobody. I ain't nobody either. I'm just here ranting and raving. But I ain't trying to threaten anybody. I'm not interested in threatening anybody. A good person doesn't do this. And I try to be good. I don't know if I completely succeed. But I'm certainly not trying to be an asshole on purpose like you guys are. I didn't see this video where you're so you think you're slick making a video going to Texas saying, "Look, I'm in Texas," like you're going to go get Josh. Bitch, shut the fuck up and go get in that ring with him, or shut the fuck up, okay? You keep saying, "Oh, we're gonna get you." You acting like you're gonna be violent and go get somebody, dude. Sign the waiver, get in a ring, because apparently he's willing. I guess Josh is willing, from what I'm seeing and hearing here. Then go do it, bitch. I don't know what else to tell you. Stop with your little games, your little child games. I'm in Texas. No, that's stop playing around, bitch. You made the threats. You guys are making the challenges, but when someone says, "You know what, I'm gonna call them on it," yeah, where are you at? Just like I called you on the cease and desist letter. So give me your lawyer's contact information. You bitch went side. You motherfucker ghosted me. I've never been ghosted by a man before. Y'all know what I mean. Y'all know what I mean. Holy shit, D. You fucking moron. Anyway, fuck that guy, right? Fuck Vault and Dark Sewage and all the rest. They pissed off too many people. The fact is, they fucked with too many people, tried to intimidate too many people, and treated too many people badly. And now it's reached a critical mass, I think. It's reached a point where there's enough people pissed off at them that the hammer's coming down. And these guys are gonna start getting run out of this whole circle here. More and more of their followers are gonna the ones that are real, because apparently they got a lot of fake accounts out there. So I don't know what the hell. I mean, I showed y'all some of the bots. I mean, those bots weren't even trying to cover themselves. Some of them said bot in the name, not even trying to cover for it. Well, that's immortalized in that video I made. And I think dolt of nightmares. I think he realized that he did that's it's right there, evidence that he made and used fake accounts, bot accounts. YouTube don't like. YouTube don't like. But there they are, right there. Um, Obviously, I can't say 100% certain that he made those accounts, but come on. 3 bot accounts come to defend Vault. One of them actually says the word Vault, the adult bot in the name. Come on, man. Come on. Come on, man. Your daddy, Joe Biden, said, come on, man. Donald says, Uncle Bones, it wasn't easy, but I did get off trail. Donald says, Con, I have the same feeling traveling Route 4 close to the Bear Road incident. Bad juju. Feeling since he was a kid. Danny says, didn't Tall Ones guy Brent make a video about him? About 2. Who, which one? Strufert? Vault? DDoS? I don't know which one you're talking about. Angel says, yes, he did, though. I guess she knew who you're talking about. Donald says, I wonder if Chris Cat gave him the boot, I assume you mean. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know that whole situation's. We can only speculate. Is she really his girlfriend? Is she, did he go pick her up on a corner and pay her to act this whole persona of his girlfriend? And maybe she's not really his girlfriend. Maybe she's just an actor. Fuck, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how any woman could watch the videos of that guy and want to crawl up on it, but I guess, I don't know. Raptor says that Danny, there was other YouTube channels recording stuff from that 2 or 3 years ago. Don says you get a DD214 even if you couldn't get past your head being shaved. Yeah. So there's no record, and he says he did it, and therefore we have a false claim that he is former military. Cluffy Cluffington. What's his real name? Is his real name Chris? He was on Paranormal Roundtable the other night. You saw Batmom mention that in the Facebook group chat. I didn't want to watch all of that whole live stream again. I'm not, and I told Josh, I'm like, I'm not down with your live stream. but when I saw that he was dealing with some of the same bullshit from these assholes over here, I'll stand by him for that. I don't believe in Dogman. And there's some shit on his show that I think is legit stuff, But when you got stories coming from all these people, you can't possibly vet them. Maybe a few of them, but not all of them. And a lot of them are bullshit. And the fact is Josh has said that he's been told stories that he feels like, but because he wants people to keep telling their stories, he doesn't, give them shit, which makes sense if you got a live stream that's about, covering the stories that people got to tell. You're naturally going to get some bullshit that comes through, though. So, and I happen to think that the Dogman is bullshit. Some people are lying. Some people are mistaken in some degree. Either they saw an animal that they thought it was something it wasn't, or they had some kind of hallucinatory experience. They were mistaken. Um, most likely, I should say that, most likely. I think it's extremely unlikely that there's a real thing of a dog man. However, somewhere within the realms of possibilities, there's a scenario where you could, in real life, plausibly end up with a dog man. But this isn't something that looks like that naturally evolved, though. It had to be something that was created. If it's a physical entity, something that was created. But I'm not saying that that's likely. Just saying it's somewhere within the realm of possibility. So I can't say 100% conclusively that there is no dog man. I can't say that. Just like I can't really say that about unicorns. We have to generally treat it as if it's not real, as in we're not going to go chasing unicorns or dog man. We're not going to spend time on it because there's precisely dick for evidence for it. No matter how many times people say they saw it, we're still like, well, there's just no evidence for this, so you must be mistaken somehow. Mass psychosis of some kind, where people get an idea in their head enough that they start to see this. They think they see these things because the idea is planted in their head. So the mind fills in the blanks. So, but Cluffington, he's the one that he's been doing some videos, anti-vault or anti-vault videos. The one where, like, you saw the Bat Mom shared, where he covered where the message, let me find that, where the message that she sent Vault gave to D when Vault was supposedly fighting with D and Dark Sewage and all those yahoos. Did you see that video? That's Cluffington. I don't know exactly what his real name is. I think it's Chris something. Maybe Cluffington really is his last name. I don't know. But he covered. They did that video. I think Batmom also shared that with us over there. Miss, forget her name. Hold on a second. Wendy. Her name's Wendy Crooks, but that she was mistreated by Vault, and she said Vault got hundreds of dollars from her, and she was supportive of him and talking to him, but for some reason he turned on her and treated her very badly. Cluffington covered that on his channel in that video, interviewed her and covered that in that video. Donald says, I hope Vault came here. Yeah, let him come. He can say whatever he wants in the chat. My chat's open, Vault. See, if I come to Vault's chat, if I say one word, he'll delete me. He might have me preemptively deleted. I don't know. And I don't give a shit because I have no desire to really talk to his chat. His chat's full of a bunch of brainwashed assholes, a bunch of bots, a bunch of people that don't know, up from down. They are eating up his bullshit and loving it. So it's completely pointless for me to talk to him. I can't have an intellectual conversation with them until they break out of their brainwashing and get the hell out of there. It's completely useless to talk to these people. I don't want to talk to them. I sure shit don't need to talk to Vault. When I was told that he wanted to have a conversation with me, to open a dialogue, to supposedly bury the hatchet, my instinct was no. I just told her to say not interested, and hopefully in that moment Vault realized that there was no way he is fucking fooling me. And part of it's that, and the other part of it is I don't believe in forgiveness. Typically, forgiveness opens you up to be harmed again by the person that you're forgiving, especially someone like that who has a long history of just being an asshole and a liar and pulling all kinds of bullshit. You know, don't give them a second chance. I'm sorry, you permanently fucked up when you fuck up with me, typically, because I'm not. You know, it's like the song says, I'm not Jesus. I am not going to fucking forgive. Now, I'm not saying there ain't under certain circumstances, maybe I would, but this is this is what the world's taught me. Okay, when you give someone a second chance, they usually fuck you over again. So don't give people a second chance. But fucking Vault. Anyway, watch him keep deleting. I guess he's still deleting. I don't know when he's going to stop deleting. Dude, if you're whatever you're trying to hide, you've done it in so many different videos. You might as well just delete all your videos, Vault. Might as well just delete the fucking channel. See ya. I mean, what the hell? She was after a few of us in the Bigfoot community. She's a groupie. Talking about his girl, Chris Cat. Donald says, so Cluffy is the guy who told me to contact Winona PD. That's my understanding. I think he was trying to contact me, but I haven't. I mean, Chris, if that's your name, Chris Cluffy, then I don't know. I mean, everything. I don't have anything more. There's nothing I can offer you, like as far as there's other people that maybe it'll help you if you're looking for documents or stuff like that. There's really nothing more I can add. So, I mean, if you still want to talk and stuff, that's cool. I just don't. I feel like you're working on some stuff there and maybe hoping that I can help, and I don't think I can help. So, other than what you've heard me say here, I can bitch real good. Jay says, missed everything, I guess. My bad. That's all right, Jay. You roll in anytime you want. Welcome to the chat. At least you're here, unlike the knucklehead. Yeah, where is that knucklehead? I'm telling you what. Donald says he even threatened Judy because she laughed at a comment Bolt of BS said I killed two Gugway in Washington with my big toe. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'd call it like a threat. I mean, in the context of everything he said, because he was basically, in general, he was being threatening. So I guess you could call it a threat. But if you just took it just that small part, you might call it intimidation. Just intimidation. But still, I mean, what the fuck, dude? Oh, yeah, I saw you over there. What the hell does that mean, Bolt? What exactly are you trying to say there? But, yeah, he did. He did at least try to intimidate her, and possibly it was part of the general threatening nature of the entire damn video. Mr. Pass, the Squatching Cowboy, and the no BS search for Bigfoot. Northeast Texas region, I guess. Some southeast Oklahoma. He says, damn, I took a nap and Lockie's still on. Well, we just crossed over 2 hours. So you didn't take too long a nap. Uncle Bone says the Squatching Cowboy snoozed through the good stuff. Well, I don't know. Some of that was kind of dry. I think. be nice to be able to try and illustrate a lot of the stuff I'm trying to say. You know, when it comes to looking at the fossil record, the bone record, you know, some of it isn't necessarily fossilized. It's just really old bones of hominids. And when you're looking at, like, it would be really extensive to try and present where you're looking at skulls in different places and the different specific anatomical, morphological features of these skulls, and how this one has certain traits that are considered advanced. You know, what are, you know, these are anthropologists. They'll call certain things advanced and certain things primitive, and then you'll end up with a skull over here that's all primitive, one over here that's all advanced, and then you have one over here that seems to be a combination that happens later. You know, how does it happen later with the primitive traits still intact, but also having more advanced traits? When you put all these, this is really, it's a big convoluted mess, but it all adds up to the anthropologists got a lot of shit wrong that they ain't really seem to figure out, that all of these different species that they call different species are actually one species, but a bunch of different races. They all can interbreed just fine. They're not separate species. They had races back then, just like we have races today. Different breeds. You have different breeds of dogs today. You could call those races. If they were human, you would probably call them races, right? You have a Chihuahua race. You have the Beagle race. You have the Poodle race. They're all still dogs. They just have certain differences in the way they look, different morphological characteristics, but it's all within the same species. That's how different things can look within the same species. A Chihuahua and a Saint Bernard. That's a lot of difference, and that's a lot of size. So when people say, well, you can't have a human as big as what Sasquatch are supposed to be, dude, look at a Saint Bernard next to a Chihuahua and then get the fuck out. Because you can't. You can't have a Bigfoot. You can't have a human that big, because you can't. Dude, there are animals that are way bigger. There have been animals that were way bigger, a lot way bigger in the past. I've talked about some of the examples, because some people say, well, bipedal. Okay, bipedal. If we keep it just the bipedal, there's been plenty of examples of bipedal animals bigger than what Sasquatch are supposed to be. There just have been. It's a real thing. It's really possible. And why some people are resistant to this, I don't know. We have the fossil record. We know they existed. So we just happen to be the biggest bipedal species, I think, today. I think. How big's an ostrich? Because ostriches, I think, a lot of times they're taller. They are taller than us. Not, but an ostrich is it's a bipedal animal, big bipedal animal. I forget how much they weigh. Oh shit. Let me see. Let me see if I can find that data. Probably not as big as what a lot of people would say a Bigfoot is, but let me see here. Oh, you're not going to give up this information very easily, is you? Hold on a second. Type species: common ostrich, Struthiocamelus. Here we go. Common ostrich, largest living bird, also the heaviest. Males stand 6'11" to 9 foot tall. And they weigh between 220 and 290 pounds. That's not an extraordinarily big bipedal animal, but I would say that if humans weren't all overweight, ostriches are definitely a bigger animal than we are. Bigger bipedal animal than we are. Up to 9 foot tall, 290 pounds. And there were a lot of different species of birds that were way bigger than this. And this is just the birds. We're not even getting into the freaking dinosaurs. Had all kinds of bipedal dinosaurs that were way bigger than this. So there is absolutely no reason to think that a line of humans couldn't have been selectively bred to be way bigger. Now, our type of human isn't designed to be 9 foot tall. So when someone does get that kind of dysfunction genetically and they grow that big, their body can't handle it. They haven't been bred for that. But evidently the Sasquatch have been bred for that, and it's perfectly fine. They're not going to. It's funny how some of these people will be like, well, Bigfoot's different in this way and that way and this way, but then they'll try to apply this characteristic of humans, that humans can't handle being 9 foot tall. There's going to be health problems. They tried to apply that human characteristic to Sasquatch and think it's just fine, and they completely ignore the fact that that a species can be bred to be very different, and very great differences in size, and still be the same species. It's just all these considerations that people aren't considering. So, Donald says, I can help Cluffy Cluffington. Squash Cowboy says, I always miss the good stuff. Raptor says, I wouldn't worry about Vault too much. He was called out about 3 or 4 years ago saying he was in a military. Other guys found out he wasn't. They found out he was a security guard somewhere. Donald says, Raptor, I want him to show up here. He got a lot of windows to screw closed, and I got a perfect vantage point. Cowboy says, hey, y'all, on December 9th, Scott and Hannah from Squatch America and little old me will be having a kind of meet and greet on Lake Tewankin in East Texas. Everyone is welcome. Rapper says, the Cowboy, that would be cool. Donald says, Raptor, he flashed a card from what looked like a raffle ticket from a police benevolent fund with his name on it. Couldn't even show a badge. Cowboy says, Keith Crabtree, the Falcon Monster himself, will be there too. It'll be a fun Cowboy. Rapper says, Donald, he's not going to show up here, even under a different account. He knows better. Oh, you mean in the chat? Oh, he can show up in the chat all he wants. I mean, he's going to be verbally abused. He can troll all he wants. Come on, Volt, come troll. We are hungry. We eat trolls for breakfast, so come on. We don't give a fuck. Are you gonna hurt our feelings? Are you gonna hurt our feelings, Volt? You gonna threaten us? You gonna threaten us? You gonna threaten us again? Come on, do some more criminal threats for us. It's just comedy at this point, dude. Donald says, damn it, Joe, you're too far away. Yeah. Uncle Bone says, Cowboy, the actor that played in Boggy Creek. Yeah. Yep. Donald says, Raptor, I'm talking about my house. Yeah, I thought there was a little confusion there. Cowboy says the Uncle Bones, he was the guy in the Bigfoot costume. Raptor says to Donald, he says he knows where you live. He said the same thing to me. I'm still waiting on him. Yeah, he ain't gonna show up because he's gonna get laughed at and verbally abused. And any of his trolls. Where's the damn trolls? Now, damn it, I'm feeling neglected. Vault, you're neglecting me. You're James, Mr. Tucker. You're neglecting me just because I'm a small channel. Doesn't mean I don't need attention. Oh man. Right after I will give him directions. I think Vaults might be getting in some trouble here. We'll see what goes down. Cowboy says my feelings will be hurt if he doesn't show up. Who, Vault? He whatever, man. So why is squatching not easy? Part of it is because we got to deal with these assholes. That's what it comes down to. We got to deal with these assholes that fuck everything up and create all this strife that doesn't really need to be. Threatening people with violence, like even if I did, like, I don't want to go to no conferences typically because it's just, buy a Bigfoot bumper sticker, listen to some dude spin some bullshit and talk something that's bullshit basically. But very few of them have anything to say that's scientifically literate, let alone remotely accurate. But yeah, I am just not interested. But if I did want to go to a conference, I don't feel like I could safely go because some asshole would shank my ass. Both of them. Let me see. The last I looked, Volt's channel, he'd pretty much gotten rid of all his live streams for the last 6 months. Probably should start keeping an eye on them subscriber count because he's 4.97. Wasn't he a little higher? He's 4.97 thousand subscribers and 218 videos. We should do a countdown. Watch this shit whittle down. He needs to be going through all this video and seeing where he made more violent threats against people. Yeah, no live streams for the last 6 months. He's got them all off. I mean, maybe he hasn't deleted them fully, and he just put them on private or something. But he only had one short on there. Regular videos. Yeah, he's got everything deleted for the last 6 months. So yeah. Danny said he sent him an invite. No, I didn't. Didn't send him an invite. Jay says, "What's the sick thing about the whole deal is there's people out there that believes everything that Freak Show says." Yeah, but I think it's going to become fewer and fewer. More people are making videos covering some of the bullshit he's done. So, as we can see here, whoops, I unshared. Man, put this up. 4.97K subscribers, 218 videos, and he's probably going to continue deleting. He's probably going to continue deleting. And Sir Clough. Sir Cluffy Cluffington has been making videos to to address this guy. Hopefully you can see that here. The tragic story of Miss Wendy, the lies of abnormal investigations. I guess it's another guy in Oklahoma here. Unfortunately, some of these assholes are in Oklahoma. DDoS, I guess, is still here in Oklahoma. I think. Abnormal Investigations is here in Oklahoma, and he showed in that, like their moderators. Look, I'm free speech all day long, so I don't. You guys may not be aware. Bettina Moss has a paranormal live stream she does or whatever, and I haven't followed or anything. But the issue is I guess people over at the channel called Abnormal Investigations, somebody made it when talking about her, mentioned uh, uh, like watermelon and fried chicken, I think it was, and she's black, so it was a blatant racial slur, really, and it was inappropriate, and they just left it on the chat there. I mean, there's got to be some certain limits, and I think that's a limit that we should have, where you have free speech, but then you can't be up in the chat making racial slurs, and that in effect was a racial slur, and they just left it up. So, among other things, but Sir Cluffy Cluffington has been addressing some of this bullshit that's been going on. So yeah. In fact, I'll post this in the chat. Just a second. Just a second. Getting it. Boom. Boom. Got that in the chat. Donald says, Danny, his ex-wife, used to lurk here. She had a fascination with Lockbeard's diet. Hopefully she don't give that information to Volt. He might actually stop being unhealthy enough that he's evidently slowing down. He's been neutered. Danny says, which ex-wife? No, don't know what a diet is. Donald says, I think most of his subs are people like me looking for notification of the nonsense. Squatch Cowboy says the tall ones with Brent did a video about him. Donald says, did you see Lockbeard's video, Joe Pass? Hilarious. Squatch Cowboy says, which one, Donald? It's I showed parts of it last live stream. Let me see here. I think I'll play the whole thing, but I'll probably second. This one, Lockbeard remembers the true nature of Vault Keeper.
That looks like a big dick Jabba the Hutt. You got the right one.
As far as I can see, I got like maybe these two that show right here. No. Okay, one moment.
Yeah.
Would it be one of these? One of the Lockbeards at all?
No, put the term Lockbeard together. Put the two words together.
Oh, yeah.
Make it one word. Yeah, make it one word. I'm telling you, he looks like Jabba the
Hutt. Yeah, that's I guess Lakeia there is Vault Keeper's ex-wife. This woman here says that I look like Jabba the Hutt. Donald says, show your video. Yeah. Yeah, Lockbeard remembers Vault. Oops. Rapper says, Donald, no disrespect to you. 3 or 4 years ago, I questioned him about his has evidence about Bigfoot. He blocked me and told me he was coming after me with his team. I'm still waiting. Cowboy says, yes, Lock. Yes, Lock. I don't know what you're... Oh, yeah, you seen that? Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it's the guy in a blue t-shirt?
Yep, that's it.
I look like Jabba the Hutt. Oh, well. I guess if y'all never saw that short I made a short with a clip of just Lakeia out of this video. And I took the audio out and replaced it with Jabba the Hutt from the movie, and that short got taken down by YouTube. They had to have reported it. The only way. Hey, you know what? Hey, Lakeia, if you're out there listening, you started it. All right, you have to admit. You opened that bag of worms, and I can't help that it. I can't help it that the reality of things. I can't help it. Sorry, Lakeia. She looks like Jabba's Hutt. Yeah, I think everybody can see that. Probably there's some projection there. It's kind of funny, and also she was awful focused on what I eat for some reason. Just saying. Hey, look. This is not my fault. They said that shit over there. Hey. Danny says, look like Jabba, Anton LaVey, and out of work country singer. What a group. Danny says, what a group. Yeah. he get that word hot pockets anyway, Donald? Why does he call people hot pockets that come in this chat and speak their mind? See, only people are going to see that, and they're not going to. The only people that are going to know what's going on, they're in on the joke, that they've been over to Volt's live and seen him he calls people hot pockets in the chat who are saying stuff he don't like. Uncle Bone says Jabba and the top hot pocket. Yeah. I'm telling you, I think that the end credits of this little video was the best part. I'd certainly love to make more, but it's just so hard to make it happen. Like, everything is so slow and so spasmodic, and it's so hard to get things right and to get the videos right and everything it's really hard to make it happen. So that's why I don't do videos like this very much. I don't have adequate everything. I don't have adequate everything. So it makes it really hard to make it happen. So Donald says, no idea. Probably Lakea's favorite meal, Hot Pockets. Yeah. So anyway, if I do look like Jabba the Hutt, whatever. I don't care. I mean, that's a funny thing, it's funny when people are making fun of how you look and like you don't give a shit. I was taught when I was a kid that, the whole idea, like people's words don't matter, don't let it bother you. Sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me. It's absolutely true. And it's actually like, it's a good thing that they were saying that stuff and attacking me and calling me. They were so, their attack on me was so intellectually bankrupt that all they can do is call me Jabba the Hutt. That's all they really got, and make up lies, like, some of the shit that they were saying wasn't accurate at all, and so they had nothing, and they're grasping the straws, and so all they can do is call me Jabba the Hutt, and I don't give a fuck. I mean, I don't give a fuck if anyone calls me Jabba the Hutt. I don't give a shit. But especially in the case of Vault and Lakea, people whose opinions are less than, they're like negative value. They have no value. No one gives a fuck what you think about me. I don't give a fuck what you think. Your opinion has zero meaning. You're insignificant. I mean, the only significance you have at this point is its entertainment value for me and for these good people over here in chat. I don't give a fuck. Okay, your opinion doesn't matter. You gave me ammunition because I legitimately can fire back. You fired that Jabba the Hutt volley at me, and I was very easily able to bounce it back, for obvious reasons. And Donald says, I'm working on my editing skills. Got some bangers I can make. Awesome, man. Danny says, it's even more ironic when someone who looks like a circus freak is making fun of someone else. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, ideally, I'd like to keep it to, you know, the character, the content of their character, and, you know, what their position on the issue is, what evidence they have. You know, are they a good person, a bad person? Are they scientific or are they not? You know, the shit that really matters about talking about the subject matter. But um, so and that gets us to, you know, this drama stuff. You know, it's a fun little diversion, but um, you know, it's not. It's not valuable to a lot of people. A lot of people don't want to. They probably, you know, they don't want to see any of this stuff. They want to talk. They want to talk Squatch. They want to talk other cryptids or UFOs or ghosts or whatever it is. They want to talk those things. And, you know, but we can't get the ball down the field, as they say over in the critical thinking peoples. Can't get the ball down the field until we get rid of some trash on the field. We got some trash on the field. We got to clean up the trash. We're going to run this trash off. Got to run it off. And then maybe we can play ball. Got to run the trash off. Then maybe we can play ball. But I mean, really, most of the people, even once we get rid of these yahoos, uh, still got a large number of people out there that they want to believe certain things, and that's all there is to it. And if I come at them with 100% evidence proving that Sasquatch is a real flesh and blood race of people that just happen to be big and hairy, real simple, real mundane, nothing magical. There's no mind speak portals, freaking cloaking, or any kind of other magical woo woo shit going on. Regular life, just like everything else on the planet. We don't have any cloaking. We don't have any other animals that we discovered that cloak or mind speak or do any of this shit. Why would you expect a Sasquatch that does this shit? There's no reason to think it. Probably got a few people claiming that they were mind spoke to, which is telepathic communication. Telepathy. There's the right word for shit. It's not mind speak, but that's what they call it because they can't say that many syllables, right? But Danny says, I love them using the victim card. Yeah. Or Donald says that. Danny says, the only one on tonight that is that Truth Seekers goof, and I can't stand him. Truth Seekers? I don't know if I know that one. Donald says, surprise Vault didn't make John Bell delete his interview. Yeah, I tried leaving a comment under that video, and it seems like I got YouTube gave me a message saying that I couldn't leave comments for 24 hours or something like that because they identified my comment as, I don't know, some bullshit or whatnot. I don't know. So I don't know if they saw it, if John Bell saw that and reported it for some reason or what. But I challenged it, and then I've been able to make comments since then. So it hasn't stopped me from making comments anywhere. But I don't think that comment would go through for some reason. So maybe the automated system kicked it out, or I don't know. YouTube, you're stupid. Just let people make comments, for fuck's sake. You know I'm not a freaking bot, YouTube. Obviously not. This account's live streaming and uploading videos. I'm not a bot. So why are you reacting to my comment like that, you dumb fucks? Donald says, Danny, I go in the chat there and drop snippets about Vault. Troy's here. Says, not on good terms with John Bell. Well, he's buddies with Vault. He's buddies with this. He's buddies with this complete piece of shit right here. He just did an interview with that guy. what's that channel called? Harbingers? The Harbinger Report, I think it's called. Hold on a second. The Harbinger Report. Can't seem to freaking type. All right. So I just got these two videos here. Looks like he just did another live stream. Like it says an hour ago, streamed an hour ago. So I can't get a pop up on it, but this one here, as you can see, two weeks ago, John Bell did this. He sat there and talked to Vault Keeper as if everything was cool. That happened 2 weeks ago. John Bell talking to James Tucker, the man with no record of military, but claims he has a military history, if not small. But Troy says, whatever happened with John Bell and Dark Waters? Not entirely sure. There are others who may be able to fill you in a little better on that than me. Danny says, I think the truth seeker blocked me for something I said. So is the channel called Truth Seeker? Troy says, hello, everyone. What's up, Troy? Yeah, the Harbinger Report with John Bell. Yeah. So I don't know. When did he form this channel? He's got almost 600 subscribers already. Is there no about tab? Where's the about tab? More about this channel. There it is. Freaking YouTube's changing shit. So this channel started a month ago. They've already racked up 600 subscribers. That's insane. People actually want to watch this guy. Who did he talk to today?
Had a friend there.
Sancho. Now, is it just me? Something about this face, it just bothers me. I can't put a word on it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I feel like this guy's a used car salesman or some shit. What's he do for a living? Danny's got the Truth Seekers link. Anyway, this guy's buddies with Vault, the backstabber, the liar, the criminal threats, the violent criminal threatening guy that's deleting all his recent videos because he's scared of something, it appears. Scared of something, it appears. Why is YouTube changing this shit?
I hate that, but
Stop playing. Stop playing.
I think it's like.
Is he live right now?
The root of so many
Guess
great
so.
vampire movies all started with that one. So you got to watch it if you're interested in vampires.
I'm having to wait for it to load up enough to where I can pause it. So that's a YouTube channel called Truth Seekers. Does he have a regular live stream, Danny? Does he do this live stream the same time every week? Because I'm not familiar with this channel. If he has a live stream scheduled every week on the same day and time, maybe he belongs on the Paranormal TV Guide. Donald says different channel. I was thinking about his buddy Truth's channel. Yeah, screw that guy. Donald says you can see his eyes are glued on the chat, waiting for me to pop up. Danny says, yeah, he's on all time. Yeah, but is it a regular time, or does he just come on whenever? See, that's something I've been trying to tell some of these people. They don't, nowhere on their channel does it tell like when their live stream is. In a lot of cases, they don't. So no one knows until, I mean, if they've been there a few times, they figure it out. But why would you not put it on your channel banner? So let me go to his. So he's live streaming right now. I don't see any familiar names in the chat there. So, oh shit, he's got a fucking. Gonna turn off his little sample sample video here. So look, I mean, he's got, you know, a banner there, but it doesn't show when his show comes on. Like if you're doing a live stream, like you need to tell people when the live stream, you need to put the schedule on there, because the whole purpose of having a live stream is so that people can be there in your chat live to see it live. That's the entire point of a live stream. Otherwise, you might as well just make a video and post the video, right? If you're doing a live stream, it's for the purpose of people seeing you do it live. So you need to tell people when it is, and it needs to be at a regular time so that people, you know that, okay, every Thursday this show comes on at 6 p.m. and I need to get my ass home, you know, get out of the Elks Lodge and get home so I can sit down at the computer and watch it properly, or however you watch it. I guess a lot of people out there watching this stuff on phones. I can't imagine doing that. I do everything through my laptop, so I try not to pick up that stupid phone. I hate phones, but yeah, I mean, he's got plenty of space there. Put the time on there. So look, now I'm not 100% happy with mine. So see, because it's too small. I don't like mine because it's too small. But it says here, LOCKBEARD Phenomena every Saturday at 7 or 6 p.m. Central Time. So it's on the banner. But I've been thinking about reworking this to where it's bigger because it's too small. It's still readable, but it's too small. Now I can pump out these, like I got a template for these banners, so it's easy for me to throw together banner. Because what happens is, you know, if you put it on there, like the in this on my banner here, the some the people's devices, they don't see those skulls. They only see all the word section. And then people on TVs, you have the area above and below. So they see all that. So it's a picture. The picture that this banner is on is from is got a bunch of space below and above what you see here on the banner. So I got a template that has a grid there that shows you where the word section is, where all devices see the words. Okay. And that's the important part. All devices see the word section of this banner. The sides get cut off on some people's devices, and then the TV sees the whole picture. So you need to have to make it easier on yourself and make sure that shit falls within the boundaries of this banner. You kind of need to have a template set up, which I have. So, and it's easy. So if someone sends me all the pictures or whatever they want, their emblems, it'll be nothing for me to throw that all in there and email it to them. I made one for the caffeinated cryptid and sent it to him. I don't know if he wants to use it. I told him, I said, look, you want to use this, use it. If not, don't. It was just easy for me to throw it together. It had your show schedule on it. The reason why I did it because he didn't have it. He just has some trees on this banner, and I had to ask him, like, kind of to figure out when his show schedule was, so I could put it on the TV guide. And and I was working on a banner at the time, or I just completed one, so I had it. I had it open. Well, I always have it kind of semi-open. So I grabbed I grabbed a screenshot of his face and threw some text on there, threw his emblem on there and his coffee cup, and boom. And then threw an AI generated forest scene behind it, and boom, there is a banner. Threw it my template, boom, there it was. See, he hasn't put it up there, so maybe he doesn't like it or whatever, because that's all he's got right there. I can pull it up. Let me pull it up. Let me pull up the banner I made for him if he wants it. He don't have to use it. Dude, don't feel bad, like, because everybody has their own preferences and stuff. I just threw that because he was talking about how he was paying somebody to make his emblem. Hold on a second, I'm having to load this up. Loading shit up there in the live stream is kind of a bad idea, but so you can't see the grid lines here. Let me see what you're all looking at over there. Yeah. That's a pretty woo channel, by the way. It's a pretty woo channel. Let me catch up in the chat real quick. Multiple days, same time. Yeah, I need to figure out what his schedule is. If he's always on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. and he's a paranormal live stream, then he should be on the TV guide. I only watch this goof when he's doing a good topic. Yeah, a lot of those people on TV Guide, yeah, they're woo, they're goofy. But Raptor says at chat, what channel is he talking about right now? I don't know what I was talking about when you asked that. Danny says, we live in the future. We don't waste memory on when shows come on. We just ring the bell. Yeah, but the problem is a lot of people complain about YouTube isn't sending them notification bells. So that's why I have the TV Guide. So I know, like, I just look at it sitting over here. It's always open in a tab over here. Donald says, I'm driving now. See y'all tomorrow. All right, see you, Donald. Jay says, I just went over. He's begging for money. Is he? Greetings between the Florida and South Carolina. Isn't it past your bedtime? Almost, says Jay. Raptor says, add Jay Fritz. Hello. What channel are you guys talking about, if you would, please? So, just different ones and different stuff. Check that Truth Seeker channel out. I think they are live right now. Donald, I think he is live right now. I'm not a normal. No, I don't watch that channel typically, but I've been hanging out there a little bit just to give a little support behind Josh. If he's battling Vault and all these DDoS and dark sewage, you know. I want them guys to know that they drove me into that chat. They want to make enemies of everybody. Eventually their enemies are going to band together to stomp their asses out. Raptor says, okay, Jay Fritz, good to see you. So Jay Fritz says, you too, sir. Danny says, I can't go live for 30 days. I'll be back in December. Oh shit, dude, that sucks. That sucks. Let me make some room. So I'm not trying to recommend this channel or anything, but it's just a little channel out there that talks a little bit of cryptids. And anyway, like his coffee cup thing there and his other image you'll see in a second. I'll show you what he's paid somebody to make those, and I was like, dude, I could throw some shit together. So I grabbed. I had the Bing AI make me a dark, creepy forest image, and this is what it gave me for the background. And then you see the white square emblem there. He paid someone to make that for him. You know, and then I guess he's having coffee cups made. And so I threw this together just to give him an example, and told him, so look, you know, you could use this if you want. It was nothing for me to throw this together. If you want a better picture of yourself, I just grabbed the screenshot from one of your live streams. So that's where that picture of Mr. Dizzle came from. And then I put his show schedule. That way, when someone goes to his channel, they can see very clearly, okay, this guy's on Sunday and Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. Boy, I might want to check that out at live, because certain people want to see live streams. So you need to let them know when the live streams are and make it real clear on your channel on the banner. I think you need to put it on the banner. And then that way, if someone stops your live stream, boom, it's right there, and they know. And so I like the text where in the middle there with the schedule and stuff, I matched the color with the word caffeinated in the emblem that he had somebody else make. That's no big deal, because you use a little tool and it picks the color and then it replicates it in the text. And I made the text for the center right there. But it's real easy. And behind this, you know, I got a template that it's just a little grid, so I know where to put everything at. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to guess. You just drop this picture in, and boom, your banner's there. So, you know, if he likes it, he can use it. Shit. If not, Bobby, if you're out there watching, I'll put different pictures and shit in here if you want, or change stuff. It'd take me a few minutes, no big deal. This is on Canva. You know, once you get used to using Canva, you can, you know, pump some shit out. And so yeah. But you can see, because imagine the banner on the computer, like I showed you, is just that band across the middle. So that's all you're going to see. That's all you're going to see. Bobby Dizzle getting some caffeinated cryptid free advertising right now. Raptor says, isn't all the channels on YouTube about Bigfoot doing it for the money? Look, every channel on YouTube, it takes time, and they got to pay for certain like this Canva, the program, the website I use to make, you know, all kinds of art for the channel and to make banners and all kinds of stuff. I use to make some video like that vault video. A lot of the work on the vault video I did with this. Okay, I did it with this, and that cost me money. You know, you can get the basic free version, but the features are way less, and there's a lot more shit that you need to use to be able to do stuff. So it costs money, and there's just things that cost money, and the time is money. So the amount of time you spend on it, where you could be doing other things to make money. So YouTube channels, like it or not, need to bring in some money to keep it rolling. Now the question is do they actually give a shit about, like, I think you guys understand that I actually give a shit. Like, if the Sasquatch people are real, I actually give a shit about them. Okay, I feel like the government's done evil shit to us. The government's done evil shit to pretty much everything on the goddamn planet, and I have no doubt that as long as the Sasquatch people go unrecognized as actually existing by the public can't protect them from human rights violations committed by our government. So they're in danger because we don't. Now they want to be hidden. I think the Sasquatch people, if they're real, they want to be hidden. But it's in their best interest at this time, I think, to be known. Because if they're known, if we know they're there, then the land will have to be set aside. The government will have to watch their P's and Q's, and they won't be allowed. Well, they'll still try and do it anyway. But right now they can do whatever the fuck they want. They can go out, round up some Sasquatch people, do a bunch of scientific experiments on them, torture them, and kill them, and nobody can stop it because nobody even believes that Sasquatch exists. So, trying not to get on too much of a tangent, but anyway, you're asking about the money thing. The channels need to bring in some money, and if we're going to expand, if I'm going to have the equipment I need to go out and do investigations and actually find proof, it's going to take money. So I don't begrudge channels trying to generate revenue. We need to generate revenue. Otherwise, we can't keep doing it, right? It takes a lot of time to do this stuff. That vault video took a lot of hours to put it all together and make it happen. I had to pay for Canva to do it, to do a lot of that editing, and to make certain things work. And there's just different features you need. So don't begrudge a channel for trying to make money. But if they are just, that's all they're there for, right? They don't actually care about Bigfoot. They just, like, look at How to Hunt. I bet that dude doesn't give a shit at all about Bigfoot. All he knows is that you just read the emails and make it a mysterious, nefarious thing. There's government corruption and all that. Generate that whole storytelling time thing, and people show up and want to watch the stories be told, and he's doing well. He's making bank, but I don't believe he actually cares about discovering proof that Sasquatch exists or any other paranormal phenomena. I actually care about that shit. I'm not fucking around, but I don't have the funds to go and do this shit. So that's why I hope the channel blows up and it allows me to go do some of this stuff and actually utilize my unique perspective that none of these people have. I don't think any of these people actually see this whole picture the way I do. They're missing something, and I've tried to explain some of it, and it's all I can say is if I have a chance to prove some of this stuff, then you'll see. But but look at Steve Ishtal, How to Hunt. You know, he's just continuing with his channel. He just continues to tell stories, and he claims that he's helping people by telling stories. So he don't have to do anything else. He's not setting any other goal. His goal is just to keep reading emails and to keep making money off of that. And I think that reveals that all he gives a shit about is making money on the subject. He doesn't actually care about the subject. His hunting videos, I'm gonna venture to guess, weren't going to make as much money as this stuff is. So yeah, Raptor, man, look, I know you have some reservations about this stuff, but the channel, we got to bring in some revenue. We've got to bring in some revenue, or we can't keep doing it forever. I mean, you see channel after channel after channel go away. Why? Because time is money. Sean is something to Sasquatch about. You think he would like to keep doing live streams? I think so. He seems genuinely interested in the subject, but he can't. Now, I don't know exactly what's going on with him that he can't, but it's probably because the whole damn thing doesn't make money. It probably cost him some money to do it. It definitely cost him time. You know, if I don't know if he has a wife and kids and stuff, that he's better off spending time with them, you know, instead of doing live streams. You know, if he's got a full-time job on top of that, then he needs his channel to bring in some revenue. So don't begrudge YouTube channels creators trying to generate revenue with their channel. They need it to keep the ball rolling. They're paying out of pocket to do some of this stuff at first. Some people have, you know, damn near bankrupt themselves, spending thousands and thousands of dollars trying to get a podcast going. And, you know, when it's a gamble, you know, so I don't know. I bet there's a lot of people that ended up in a hole. I am currently in the hole. To believe me, in the hole. So yeah, don't begrudge channels for making money. Begrudge channels for just making money off the subject, and that's all. That's all they're doing it just to make. They're just doing it only to make money. You know, if you like hunting and you can make money hunting, if you're a hunting guide, if you like fishing and you can make money taking people fishing, that's great. That's a good thing. You actually like fishing and you know, want to perpetuate the hobby, and it's good to get into that. But, you know, I think there's a fine line there. Now, if everyone that goes to Steve Ishtal's channel understands that these stories aren't meant to be taken as fact. You're there simply to be told a bedtime story. That's it. Spooky stories, campfire stories. You're not to be taking this all as fact. But there's people that are being led to believe that this is stuff that needs to be, that they're supposed to believe, that it's factual, blah blah blah. That's bullshit. It's bullshit. So yeah, Danny says, yep. Danny says, yep. Uncle Bone says, I send money, then the channel disappears. Yeah, it's unfortunate. How many channels has that happened? I know I've disappeared like 6 times, but I keep coming back like a bad rash. That's horribly unflattering comparison. Like, could you give some examples? Because there's some cases like okay, so the network thing I want to set up. Basically what'll happen is I would invite I would need, this is one of the things I'd need some revenue is, let's say I find this small channel over here who seems to want to do a regular paranormal live stream show, but they're really small. They're not getting a lot of subscribers. They're not really getting a lot of traction. They're not getting a lot of exposure. YouTube isn't necessarily going to give you the exposure you deserve. Sometimes they give people more than they deserve. But say I go to this channel and say, look, I will pay for your upgrade to your StreamYard if you will stream to the network channel in addition to your channel. And that's the extent of it. I'm not asking them for money. The point of the whole thing is to build up the network channel so that it becomes profitable, and then we can keep bringing in more and more of these smaller channels to get them exposure. People who come to the network channel, maybe they come to see LOCKBEARD Phenomena because they know it's there. But then they see these other channels, they're like, well, I'm going to go check this channel out and that channel out. So there's some cross-pollination going on. And it should benefit all the channels that participate. So their live stream goes to both their channel and the network channel. And then all their other stuff, their shorts and their other uploads that are not the live stream show, all those are on their channel. So if people want to see all that stuff and go check out their community tab and all that stuff, they'll need to go to the other person's channel, but they get exposure through the live stream network. So it's a network that's going to be, all live streams. But it's going to take some time to set up. I don't know, like until I can't, obviously I don't have the budget to be helping people with their StreamYard, but my hope is maybe eventually that becomes possible, so we can go out and that's how we get people. We say, look, I understand it, because if you only have the free basic version of StreamYard, you're really limited on some shit. It kind of sucks. So, but hopefully eventually that this becomes possible. And so we can help these small channels get going. And hopefully once we help them get going, they are loyal and choose to continue to do their live stream and stream it both to the network channel and their channel. And help us keep grabbing more and more shows. Because as the network grows and the channels on the network get bigger channels might be interested in joining the network to get some of that exposure, because there's going to be, there'll be thousands and thousands of people. So that's kind of something I'm working on. The network channel's already set up. It's called the Phenomena Network. But there's nothing there yet. I've just got it set up, and you kind of got to get history going. I had to do a verification on it the other day, because you have to verify the account. You have to verify the channel before you can do custom thumbnails and stuff like that. It's hoops after hoops after hoops to jump through. But yeah, it'd be interesting to know what channels you've sent money to that, Uncle Bones, that have disappeared. Maybe we can bring them back. Maybe the network can bring them back. If they're a good channel and they had dreams and they couldn't reach them, maybe we can help them bring them back and help keep them alive. Raptor says pretty much all these Bigfoot channels nowadays are making up stories, especially when they say they're researching, walking around in the woods, and there's no proof. Come on, come back. Yeah. Donald says it's too bad you don't have the backing to do what Kerry Arnold started out doing. Well, I mean, what part? Like, what part of what he was doing, though? See, I don't think the answer is take a big group of people out. I think we get concrete evidence. One man out in the woods doing things right, not the way they're doing. I mean, it's perfectly fine, you know, because most people, that's all they can really do. They can't disappear in the woods. There's a few hunters that probably think they're really good, but not as good as they think. Not as good as they think. Yeah, fooling deer and hogs and shit ain't the same as fooling a Bigfoot. I do not think. But yeah, what part exactly about what Arnold was doing? Raptor says, yeah, that's pretty bad. Bigfoot Odyssey only talked about stories. He had no proof of anything, and people gave him money. I feel sorry for those people. Yeah. Well, and of course he's passed away, and it's unfortunate. Hopefully some of those people come our way. I don't think most of these people, well, a lot of these people claiming to be researchers, using the word researcher, it's not really, you're not really researchers. Come on. And investigator, maybe, you know, for some of them, maybe, but some people with no scientific education trying to be scientists. Look, you know, I don't know. I don't think anyone that calls themselves a cryptozoologist that doesn't have at least an actual zoology degree, you're come on now. That's how you know it's bullshit, right? You got people that they come up, I'm a cryptozoologist. Okay, that sounds really official and shit, but there's no cryptozoology degree. And these people usually do not have any degree at all, let alone a zoology degree, which it would at least give you some kind of cred in regards to this. There probably needs to be a zoology degree and then an additional certification for the cryptozoology end of things. But getting an official certification of that, something that would be recognized by accredited universities, that's probably not going to happen. But a zoology degree is. And so everyone that wants to call themselves a cryptozoologist, go get you a goddamn zoology degree, and then maybe we can talk. Otherwise, stop it. You're embarrassing yourself. Seriously. I guarantee you a lot of these guys are, oh, I'm a cryptozoologist. You guys wouldn't have made it through basic zoology. Now, to me, it was fun and games, as well as any other zoology class I took, or any of the botany courses I took, or, I mean, geology, all of this stuff. Took a lot of different sciences, okay? I'm interested in all kinds of sciences, and I took so many different courses in different areas that the freaking advisor, when he finally saw my transcript, he's like, see, now this is why we want you to come in when you're a sophomore. I was like, look, I don't think you understand. I'm literally here taking whatever courses interest me. The only reason I'm graduating right now is because something's going on with my personal life that I feel like I need to go ahead and grab a degree and get the hell out of here and go do real life. I think that was right at that 7-year mark. I'd been in college for 7 years. Now I ended up, that life thing fell apart, and I ended up coming back to college because, you know, I spent a total of 11 years on a college campus. Anyway, these guys, like, don't call yourself a cryptozoologist unless you got a zoology degree. I'm not going to look at you as anything but a joke. Sorry, you're get an actual zoology degree. I don't have an actual zoology degree, but I took plenty of zoology courses in college, and it's been a subject of interest to me my entire life, you know. So so for fuck's sake, guys, if you're going to call yourself a cryptozoologist, at least get an actual zoology degree, please. You know, specifically that. I don't want to see no fish and game. Okay, I don't want to see that. Sorry, it's a different thing. I mean, it's good, but Donald says, Raptor, sorry, but that's what people want. Danny says, Walden College have online courses for $19.99. Anybody can be a cryptozoologist. Hell, I'm one. Yeah, online college. I don't know if I recognize that myself. Get your ass in the classrooms. Come on. They're not that scary. I've been in a lot of fucking classrooms. Can you imagine? I mean, think about what I just said. Been in a lot of fucking classrooms. And when you're at college, go to some fucking seminars. There's seminars where they're discussing various studies and stuff that people doing, scientific stuff. Seminars that are just optional. They're just free. You got free education there. And most of these students don't. They're like, I don't. Because they're not. They're most of those college students are not actually possessed of intellectual curiosity. Somebody probably thought, well, you can make 50 grand a year if you get into this field. And they're like, oh, that sounds cool. Now I'm going to get that degree. And then they do the bare minimum to get the degree, and they end up being some half-assed version of whatever they become. That's pretty much the majority of them. Got a lot of those MRS degrees. They used to make fun of them. MRS degree, misses, as in a lot of women who come to college don't actually graduate. They get hooked up with a man in college and marry him. They get their MRS degree. That's fine, I guess. You got to go to college to pick you up a college dude, I guess. You know, I guess it makes sense. I don't know if they planned that. They probably planned on actually graduating, but they couldn't hack it. Come on, ladies, admit it. You couldn't hack it. Admit it. Donald says, Raptor, he showed evidence of them in them Odysseys. Mark from Oklahoma had some interesting stuff. I don't know which Mark that is. What I do know is we've gone, I think Mr. Dizzle's had enough free advertising. And we've probably had enough live streaming. This is a long live stream, 3.5 hours. Who's going to sit around for this shit in the replay? But if anyone has in the future, thank you. Livewire's channel, says Donald. Livewire, Mark of Livewire. Trying to remember his last name. Copeland, Mark Copeland. Donald, would you think? Yeah, because he's Oklahoma. Would you think that he is someone that should be on the email list to contact should someone find a Bigfoot body in Oklahoma? Because I got this list I maintain. I've talked about it for a long time, where I have names of a bunch of people involved with Bigfoot. And Mark Copeland, he's on the fucking list. Now I got the people that have been moved down on the bottom of the list that are do not contact. People that I if I find a Bigfoot, I don't want them at the site. And if anyone else finds Bigfoot, I don't want those people at the site. There's people that have been moved down the bottom of the list. Some of the people we mentioned, because originally, before I knew certain things about certain people, they were on the list of contacts, people to contact, people that are on the email list. So there'll be a mass email sent to these people saying, look, there's a Bigfoot body. If you want to see it, come down to this place, which is not where the Bigfoot body will be. The Bigfoot body will be somewhere else. But after people gather at the place I give, we will go there. Maybe not immediately, but at some point, because we got to keep the feds off us, right? Assholes. Anyway, so I don't know. Is this somebody that should be contacted or not? He's not a definitely. He's not marked as a definitely contact, but he's on the list. His email, his contact is on the. I think. Do I have his email on there? Yeah, his email's on there. But I don't got him marked as someone to definitely contact. Like Brent Dill's on here as a definitely contact. But I kind of lean towards people in the Oklahoma region. I want to really keep them on there. Like Brian Hoolan, is in the area. I don't want to be too exclusionary, so that we have plenty of people that get to the site should that occur. Matt Larson's on here as a definitely contact, because I feel like he's a good, logical-minded person. He's all the way in Florida, but if he gets that email, he might go ahead and fly up here and say, "Fuck, we gotta check this out." Jeff Meldrum's a definite contact on here. Joe Pass is on here as a definite contact. Daniel Perez, Alex Petikov, definitely contact. Doug Schrader, David Sidoti, as much as I hate to say it, Lauren Smith, but she's right here in Oklahoma. So Steenberg is a definite contact. David Wilbanks, he's right here in Oklahoma. Jolly Windsor, which is the Hanobia Bigfoot organization. Both definite contacts. They're right here in Oklahoma. So, I've been trying to try. It's a long-term thing, this project, to try. Maybe I should put this on share so I could actually show it to you, share it online. I kind of don't want to. There's a lot of contacts information on this thing, so I hate to share it openly. But I don't know. So I don't know. I don't know if Livewire is there does the he's right here, so I hate to be too exclusionary to people that are actually in Oklahoma. Does he have anything to add? Is he going to come and just gawk, or is he going to collect hair samples, blood samples, tissue samples, pictures? Shit. Raptor says he said he was in Florida before COVID, and after he was not, still at home. Donald says, yes, absolutely.
Okay. I found this on the web for he said he was in Florida before COVID and after he...
Oh, shut the fuck up. How the fuck? Fucking computer shit. Yes, absolutely. Do you mean yes, absolutely? Livewire should be contacted, you think? Raptor says Florida was closed down to the public. Troy says cryptid 911. I don't know what is that? Different mark. Different mark, yeah. Donald says he moved to Arkansas, I think. Yeah, Arkansas. I'm in eastern Oklahoma. We're real close to. There are parts of Oklahoma that are further away from me than the entire state of Arkansas. So, Panhandle. Donald says he moved his family out there. I take him seriously. Yeah, because they were so traumatized by the stuff that they left. Troy says I would contact Lance Hightower. Yeah, I got him on there as a definite contact. Will Banks, talking about Will Banks. I guess his family was Donald. Yeah, I got Will Banks. Will Banks is on there as a definite contact. He seems like a really nice guy. Pretty level head on him. Bone says, Donald Fuller, yes, Mark Livewire, you would see me in chat. Lockbeard, he moved back to Arkansas. Or would he even come? You know, he seemed kind of spooked. Would he come? Would he want to come? If I found a Bigfoot body, would he want to come and see it? I've got some emails on there. A few of them I don't, from like random anthropologists and stuff at universities and stuff that are on my list that I was able to find emails for and just threw them on there. People that have nothing to do with Bigfoot, but we want to get some legit scientists out there. The problem with all these people, doesn't matter who they are, is you always risking somebody's going to be freaking government informant. But that's why, I would tell them that we're going to come and we're going to meet at a certain place. The Bigfoot body is not there. We're going to go to the location after everyone gathers and we got this group of people. We're going to go to the location where the Bigfoot body is by way of a buffet, perhaps. Donald says, I think he was more about his family safety. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how to pull this thing up to where you could see it. Anyway, it's not. Anyway, I think I'd want to maybe hide the emails. Or some of them have phone numbers. Email was the easiest contact to get for the most people because most people have emails. I don't got the email for everybody, but the email is the contact that I'm using, the way of contact I'm using, because very few phone numbers are can be found. So I'm abandoning that whole idea of even trying to do that and do a mass text, because to me, I think the best way to do it would be a mass text if I could set it up, but I can't set it up if I can't find phone numbers. So I gave up on that idea altogether, and it's just been compiling an email list so everybody get emailed. Should that scenario unfold? But some of these, if in the beginning, way back when I first started this thing, a lot of these people I didn't know necessarily they're good, bad, or whatever. I hadn't evaluated them. I just threw together a big fucking list. And as I've come up with people that are no's, I've moved them down. So, Mark Abel, Colorado Bigfoot, he's been moved down into the do not contact section. I got him marked as do not contact, and the email has been erased, right? Cliff Brockman's down there because I think that guy's just a freaking actor and TV personality. Mark Barton, Lyle Blackburn. He's just an entertainment guy. I don't think he's legit. DDoS is down here. Carl Galtro from Louisiana Swamp Ape. Yeah, he's down there. Wes Germer, he's in a do not contact. I got Lance Hightower as a do not contact. I didn't put notes here as why. I got Lance Hightower down here as a do not contact. Cryptid Brothers Investigation of Oklahoma. I do not recall why I put him down here. But he's here. He's in the do not contact. Steve Ishdahl, I put don't contact him. I wouldn't want that guy to show up. He probably wouldn't anyway, but he's way too far away. I try to focus everybody more as locally as possible, because people, the further away they are, the less likely they're going to come and or be able to come. And you know, I don't want to waste too much time on people that aren't right here around here, but you know, some people that are far away would come. Ron Moorhead's down here in the do not contact. Jason McLean is down here in the do not contact. If you do not know that the earth is older than 6,000 years, you are, I'm sorry, you are not intelligent enough to come to my Bigfoot site. I'm sorry. You're saying fuck away, man. Duke Sullivan, Larry Porch, who covered up for a Bigfoot vocalization audio thief, as in Debbie Jones. Larry Porch and his buddy Mark Newbill. I put them down here as do not contact, because you know, you guys are trying to portray yourselves as some of the best experts on audio evidence analysis in the Bigfoot space. And so your audio analysis, and yet you guys covered up for someone who stole audio. You're trying to make yourselves out to be the Bigfoot audio experts, and yet you covered up for someone who stole audio. Sorry, guys, you're off my fucking list. Tex Wesson's off the list. Mark Zasky's off the list. These are people I won't contact should I find a Bigfoot body, or any kind of other cryptid for that matter. Or if someone comes to me and has one and I know where it's at. I want to get people to the site so that we get evidence, a bunch of people collecting evidence, a bunch of witnesses, and before, you know, some government agents show up and try to hide shit. Because they're going to try and hide shit. We know they are. Better be on that list. I'm a DM away. Yeah. Well, here's the question. Would you come? I mean, if you got that email, would you come? It's a long way. It's a long way. Raptor says that, Donald, if you're talking about Bigfoot Odyssey and them moving, yeah, he had no proof he was getting death threats back in the day. He even said it on the show. Donald says, Raptor, I'll have to see this. Uncle Bones says to Donald, Livewire, legit. I seen his stuff live and supported him and family. Donald says them trackways they found at the LBL gathering were phooey. I haven't been to the LBL, but it seems to me like it sounds like it's a big campground almost with crackheads. Would that be an accurate description? Donald says, I quit them after that. For a body, I'll drive there. All right. The Raptor says that, Donald, go back on this channel. I don't know how much is still left from the live feeds and how much has been blocked. This is like 4 years ago. Yeah, who knows what's left over. I don't know what's left over there. I mean, the channel's gone, I guess. And isn't Daniela's channel shut down too? The whole operation shut down. Curry held it together, and any chance of it staying alive with the people that were left behind was probably smashed by Mark Zasky's shenanigans. So Danny says, if someone said they had a Bigfoot, I would travel. But if it turned out to be a stuffed costume in a freezer, well, it won't be the only thing in a freezer. Yeah, indeed. I wouldn't be happy with that myself. You know, and I think I talked about, I kind of talked about a little bit about that on one of my upload videos when I was, you know, where I'm wandering around at night and stuff. how I would have to. Well, if I'm calling you, if I'm emailing you and saying I found a body, there's a body, you know, because I'm not playing around here. I'm not looking to hoax people. I hate fucking hoaxers, and I want actual discovery to happen here. And then, or if someone else gets in contact with me and says, look, you know, I found a body, I'm going to go and I'm going to check it out and make sure it's a real body, a real Sasquatch body. Unfortunately, probably more likely, if we find anything that belongs to Sasquatch, probably more likely it's going to be bones. And I imagine that's going to be less impressive to most people. Because they're going to look at bones and say, okay, so there's some big bones. I think a lot of people want to see that freshly killed Bigfoot. And they should be prepared that may not be what we get. That may not be what we get as our first Bigfoot remains find. However, I don't think that this is good. This would be humanity's first Bigfoot remains find. I think that there's already been remains found many, many times. It's just that they always get, you know, hidden away. You know, these really tall bones. People, like I say, oh, these bones of giants. Yeah, it's probably Sasquatch. You don't know how much hair was on that person when they were alive. Those bones of giants they talk about, well, they're probably Sasquatch. So, you know what I mean? But because the hair is gone. The hair is gone. But people get in their head, it's David and Goliath type giant. And they're not, you know, 15 foot tall, you know, they're something more reasonable, you know. But yeah, if y'all ever got that email from me, it's the real deal. So anyway, we're coming up on 4 hours. This is a long ass live stream. We need to shut this bitch down. Thank y'all for coming. And I should be still good for an hour. You know, got 20 hours is plenty enough time to do, you know, every weekend. We had one extra one this time around from the Halloween night. So I'm still good for getting the whole month done. Danny says good night. Good night, Danny. Thank y'all for hanging out. And everybody have a good night.